Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Yo, listen, this is the best wrestler alive, Platinum Max, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hey everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Nunzio, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion, and you're watching We Are Wrestling podcast.
We Are Wrestling podcast. Check them out, man.
Stay tuned, listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie might teach you a thing or two.
We Are Wrestling. And if you don't listen to it, then it's one-on-one with The Undertaker. Featuring your hosts, Dan Eddy and Donnie. We Are Wrestling.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with
Dan Eddy. What's going on, guys? No rage at the moment, but he'll be joining us soon. Just got some personal things going on, but yeah, what's going on, Donnie?
Not much, man. I am running off no sleep, so I do want to give a disclaimer to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that are here on a Wednesday live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that I am running off probably 3 to 4 hours of sleep. But you know what they say, the show must go on, and that is what we're here to do. And we're going to talk about all the good stuff. We have a very stacked lineup for you guys this week. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episodes. And give us a follow over on all the social medias. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already over on the YouTube channel where you can catch these episodes live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can catch some of the best pro wrestling content. And you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers. We recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know the grind is real. So, Dan, I got to ask you, man, how was your week?
Don't mind me, I'm just choking on some food. My week was good up until now. It was awesome. We got to go to a concert on Monday. So I was like you today, the day before, running on like about 3.5 hours of sleep and going to work the next day. But yeah, not bad. Nothing too much happened. So what's going on with you, bud? How was your week?
Hell yeah, man. Very, very busy. Very busy week. So over the weekend, I got the opportunity to go to TNA Slammiversary. This was my first pay-per-view out in Long Island. Got to take my dad, who is also a huge TNA fan. And what a great time it was, which we will be doing a review pretty soon on Slammiversary, and I'll talk a little bit more about the trip. But I got to say, overall, it was a great time. And then yesterday, on Tuesday, I went to Creed with my fiance, and we got to see Daughtry, and what a great show that was. Had a good time at Creed. And, man, 24,000 people, Xfinity Theater, sold out. And
Crazy.
I've been to a few concerts because I don't really go to a lot of them. But I got to say, out of all the ones I've been to, Dayseeker, Limp Bizkit, also Avril Lavigne, Simple Plan, I got to go with Creed. Creed's got to be my favorite concert I've been to. Like, I was feeling all the emotions, the highs, the lows. It was just a wave of emotions. And some of the songs that Creed has sung throughout his, career was a lot of songs like With Arms Wide Open. My mom, who isn't here right now with me, she would always sing me that song when I was a baby, as a kid. So it always just like struck like a chord in like my heart. And man, I broke down. I was in tears during it. But it was a great time.
There are some songs like that that just instantly hit me. So I know that exact feeling. So that's awesome, man. I'm glad you were able to go. Did it feel like you were sitting in like a very expanded garage with like 24,000 other people just jamming out crazy and some beer?
Absolutely. 1000%, man. That is how it was.
I bet it was. When you sent me those pictures, I thought that was Daughtry, but I wasn't for sure. And then when you mentioned it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Because he has the tattoo sleeves now, and I couldn't tell
He does.
who that was. So yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you were able to go there.
Yeah, and also, if you guys are in the live chat, I want to know if you've been to a concert and if there's an artist or a song that got you emotional, put it down in the chat. I want to see it in the live chat. What you guys got.
Favorite concert, maybe the band you've seen the most, things like that.
Hell yeah. Which we do want to, you guys are probably wondering, the elephant in the room. Rage is not here with us right now, but he will be here around probably 5:30, 6 o'clock. He does have some errands he's running a little behind on, so he will be here later on in the show. So don't worry about that. Rage will be here. He's already confirmed that.
He'll be here. He'll be here, guys. Calm down.
But don't worry, Dan Eddy and myself, we got you guys covered. And with that being said, let's get into our We Are Wrestling podcast. Power of the Pull. Every week, we recommend all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs to go to the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel and go to our community tab. We give you guys 1 week exactly to vote on wrestling-related topics. And I gotta say, this week's Power of the Pull is a good one. And we asked you guys, which version of Roman Reigns is your favorite? You guys got to pick between Shield, Big Dog, Tribal Chief, which is heel Roman, or OTC, which is his current run as a babyface. And here are the results. And the winner is right there. We got the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns with the landslide. 68% of you guys picked it, while 15% went with the OTC, 13% went with Shield Roman, and 4% went with the Big Dog. Do you agree?
Slightly. I'm pretty sure I voted for the OTC. I think the heel Roman Reigns, as in the Tribal Chief, his aura was off the charts. Like hands down. It might just be recency bias, but with this new babyface OTC Roman Reigns, the moment you hear the crowd and arena goes wild. The aura just seems different. And that might be just me. I don't know if you feel any different or the listeners think any different, but the OTC aura feels a little different than the Tribal Chief aura. And granted, he was a Tribal Chief for like over 3 years?
Since 2020 with the
so
about like 4 years.
I disagree with the winner just because I chose the OTC. But I agree, if the Tribal Chief version of Roman Reigns was going to win, it was going to be a landslide. And I'm surprised people picked the Shield Roman Reigns over the Big Dog, because the Big Dog Roman Reigns had some good moments too.
Nah. Garbage.
What?
Honestly, I'm surprised that he got 4%. And honestly, Big Dog Roman should be very happy about having 4% on this Power of the Pull. And whoever picked Big Dog Roman, you need to reevaluate your life choices, because I agree with the We Are Wrestling Maniacs here for the most part. I think Tribal Chief Roman is the best Roman, even though we haven't seen OTC Roman that long.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that Tribal Chief Roman was just on a whole nother level. His aura, everything about him was just great. And I think especially having Paul Heyman, even though he didn't need Heyman, just adding one of the greatest managers of all time by his side, I think really makes the tribal chief character whole next level. Plus, the Bloodline storyline was top level, and I think it really helped WWE pick up so much momentum the last couple years, having the storyline, every member having a very key role in there, especially Jey Uso going on to winning a World Heavyweight Championship, Jimmy Uso just being Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn having some big moments in there, and even the matches and rivalries that Roman Reigns had with the tribal chief character, I think is just unmatched. Me personally, I love Shield Roman the best out of these four because the Shield was just something special during its time. But realistically, if I'm putting my pride to the side, I think it's Tribal Chief. The Maniacs got it right.
Yeah, I would have to agree, putting my bias aside too. I personally would have picked the OTC Roman. But yeah, the Maniacs got it right.
We got a new We Are Wrestling Maniac here in the live chat. We got to give him a shout out.
What's up?
You want to try pronouncing that? And then I'll
Vicente Guerrero. I feel like the C is a ch sound, but nice to have you.
Guerrero. We got Guerrero in the live chat.
Guerrero.
Tribal Chief Roman Reigns win streak was like 2003 Triple H going over on everyone. 1,000% agree.
And if I mispronounced that, I am so sorry.
Do apologize, which I do have a speech impediment, which is why I always make sure to put a little disclaimer before I try.
Is that what you wanted me to try to pronounce?
Yeah, you're the rookie, so like if you make the mistake, like you can take the blame. But this week, Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief, got the win, and next week's is going to be very, very interesting because everybody's talking about it, and that is whether or not Cody Rhodes is going to be turning heel at SummerSlam. And we're going to let you guys vote on this for next week's Power of the Poll. We Are Wrestling Podcast SummerSlam Predictions Edition, and we'll see what you guys think. Because I think that I'm just going to say my part here.
I was going to say,
I think that the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes is not going to be turning. He ain't going to be turning heel. It ain't happening. Triple H is working everybody. That's why he's wearing the rock shades, the Rolex. They're working everybody. They're working us because they know online, like you could reel anybody in with something so little, and you're going to have everybody going cuckoo, going bananas. And I think that Cody Rhodes is working everybody. There's no way he's turning his back right now on the kids. He's not turning his back right now on the fans. Like, I could understand eventually that happening when Cody starts to lose that momentum and then the fans start to like turn on him because it's becoming the same old stick where like he's doing the same promos, the same attitude, being the fighting champion, kind of like what we got with John Cena. Because after a while, when he was the WWE champion, a lot of people got really sick of him. And
Cody Rhodes?
No, with John Cena. And there was a lot of fans that wanted Cena to turn heel. And they decided not to. I think with Cody Rhodes, we need to keep this man a babyface for as long as possible until the fans in the arena start to go 50-50. Then we could start to think about, okay, maybe we should get heel Cody. But for now, my piece, we need to be keeping him a babyface. And I think Triple H is working us.
So I already went on the YouTube page and voted. I voted that he is going to turn heel at SummerSlam. So
of course
I'll keep I'll keep it. You know, I like to go contrarian with you guys a little every now and then, you know. But I'll keep it short because I know we're going to be talking about it more next week. There's just so much evidence to point out that a heel turn is possible for SummerSlam. When was the last time Cody Rhodes went on the top turnbuckle and did anything? He jumps in the ropes all the time.
Triple H is a genius. He knows what he's doing. He's getting you, Rage, and all the little We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worked up. And Cody is not going to be turning heel. I think babyfaces, that's the problem in today's wrestling, is that babyfaces can't show aggression without people thinking, oh, they're going to turn heel. They're going to be a bad guy.
So you can still be a baby face.
What's going
but
on,
have
Bradley?
aggression? Hey, Bradley, what's going on, man?
Yes, you can. Because Cody's getting back at John Cena for pretty much weaseling his way out and costing him his championship that he held for over a year.
Yeah, it's true. So, not to keep the conversation going, because I know, like I said, I know we're going to talk about next week. If he doesn't turn heel at SummerSlam, or no, sorry, I'm sorry, let me rephrase it. If he turns heel at SummerSlam, like what's next after that? Because after John Cena retires, like he's going to turn heel, or Cody Rhodes is heel. Where would he go? Like, what would his path be after he gets done dealing with John Cena? That's my only concern.
Exactly.
Like the long term.
That's why I don't know. I feel like long term they don't have a plan.
Yeah.
I think if they actually, because there's a slight chance it could happen, because anything can happen in pro wrestling. And let's just say if it does happen, that slight chance, Cody actually turns heel at SummerSlam. It's going to be the same situation that happened with John Cena at Elimination Chamber, where WWE's going to create this huge defining moment. It's going to get millions and millions of views online all over social media. And then they're going to have no plan. And they're going to be stuck in a predicament. And I hope that's not the case. Like, we need to have a plan.
That's happened before.
Cody could join Seth Rollins' group. Why? What's the point in Cody joining Seth's group?
Yeah. And you're the wise man? Come on, Kenneth.
Hey, he's still my wise man. He might not have the best opinion. That's where I do the talking, and he just controls all my bookings and all that good stuff.
Guy tries to take me down a peg every time he gets. I gotta go back at him.
Yeah, I respect that. Any man with two hands have a fighting chance.
It's true.
Hey, we got Tyrus here in the live chat. Cody teasing a heel turn doesn't mean it's going to happen. Many wrestlers do that to create demand. Yes, finally, Tyrus. Somebody's on my side here. About time. But just want to put a quick reminder to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. Next week on the We Are Wrestling podcast will be our full WWE SummerSlam predictions. And the way we do things nowadays is for this beautiful championship. Look at that beautiful title. We Are Wrestling Prediction Champ. Always defended during the prediction.
What is going on, We Are Wrestling Maniacs? Uncle Ben here. Now, I've been told that the topic of discussion right now is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. Now, I think we've already kind of decided who's going to win here, and I think it's going to be Cody. But I've been saying it for the last few weeks and for a long time now that it's going to be because it's a heel turn. It's going to happen, and that is the only way it's going to happen. And it's a street fight, so no DQ.
Yeah,
Cody's
that's true.
Talking about how the end of his face run was coming to an end. Yeah, the stars are just aligning. And Don, if you're that confident, buddy, we don't have to worry about any of the other matches. Let's do it right here. Put the title on the line. If Cody turns heel, I win. Let's see what happens, buddy.
I can't wait until Rage gets here.
I
am
excited
you know what?
for that.
Usually I would deny it because I'm the champion. I'm the A side. But you know what? I'm going to accept it because I am so confident that Cody Rhodes is not going to be turning heel at SummerSlam. WWE knows exactly what they're doing. They're trying to get everybody all riled up going cuckoo. And it's not going to happen. And I can't wait until the press conference for Cody Rhodes to say, and I quote, word by word, I would never turn on my fans, the people who have supported me, who have gotten me here. It's going to happen. Watch. He's going to tease the heel turn, but it's not going to happen.
So, two things. One, I'm excited for that challenge, and I'm excited to see how it ends. Two, I'm kind of pissed about it because I was trying to get some good predictions at the SummerSlam in order to win that belt, finally. But now I guess I'll have to wait.
Eric
I'll
Ellington,
still do predictions and everything else.
what's going on? What's up, guys? Donnie, ready to fly? I am not ready to fly because you guys still need to get $85 more for me to get thrown off of that top of the roof. And
Eric, do you have $85?
the last time I checked on my invisible watch here, you're running out of time, pal.
It's about a hair past the freckle. Yeah, you're running out of time, bro.
Yeah, so you know what, Rage? I accept the challenge. And normally we do matches for the PLEs. We do our predictions, which we still will, but it won't be for the championship this time. Instead, it's going to be Rage versus myself in Cody is a heel or a baby face. And that's how we're going to be doing it next week for the predictions. I think Cody's not turning heel. Ben thinks it's happening. So whatever happens at SummerSlam, that will determine who wins the We Are Wrestling Predictions Championship. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But if you guys want to go vote on the next week's Put the Power of the Poll, because it is going to be a big discussion whether or not Cody turns heel or babyface, you can go vote right now in our community tab over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel.
Yeah, I was trying to hold back on my argument too.
And we got one more in here we'll read before we move on from Guerrero. Fans should just, like Donnie was saying, babyface does not mean no aggression. Look at Nick Gage in GCW or any Fed. We work. Brutal fighters, but fans love him. Exactly. But we're going to have to see because there's a lot of people that think it's going to happen. And I think it's going to make some entertainment regardless what happens. It makes it very unpredictable.
You know what Guerrero was just talking about there? You know what that term is called? A tweener.
A tweener, yes.
Because it's basically he's a baby face, but he does have an attitude. Tweener Cody.
It makes it very unpredictable.
Yeah, right there. I literally just said it. Literally right there.
He probably was writing it like
and then he put it in the chat. Thanks, Gordo. We got the same vibe going on. What's up, Josh?
Donnie and Dan? What's going on, Josh? Speaking of Josh Toy Show, I actually saw him at TNA Slammiversary, which I was at. And we're going to get into that review in just a moment. But I do want to give all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs the lineup for this week's episode, which now it seems like more people are coming in. Rage will be here pretty soon, just running late on a few little errands. But the lineup for this week's show, I'm going to be giving you guys a quick TNA Slammiversary review. We're going to talk about some of the segments in the TV recap this week. Also, with the news, we're going to be talking about Jeff Jarrett's opinion on thinking that TNA has no direction right now. Travis Scott, we got an update on him. Will the Young Bucks ever leave AEW for WrestleMania? Is Seth Rollins' injury real or fake? And in our Getting Put Over, we're going to be putting over Nia Jax and the main event topic, which is the title of this week's episode. Can TNA become the number 2 promotion over AEW? Eric Bischoff made some hot take comments on his podcast last week. And we'll talk about all that towards the end of the show. And yes, rest in peace to Ozzy in the beginning of the pod. We did have a little picture in the beginning to pretty much pay our respects to him. And We Are Wrestling. We do want to send our love, send our condolences to all the Ozzy Osbourne family, friends, and fans during this time because he is one of the greatest rock and roll stars of all time. I was at Creed last night and everybody was paying homage to him, like all the bands that were performing. Yeah. And it was just beautiful.
That must have happened during the concert, right?
Yeah, so Mammoth was the first band that played. And they were actually talking about when they found out the news, and it was during the sound check before they let all the fans into the Xfinity Theater. And pretty much that's when he made the decision to play Mama, I'm Coming Home. And he's only performed it 4 times in his life, but he wanted to perform it in honor of Ozzy, which, man, it was beautiful.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I had to check like 10 different sources because you know how people are with social media. Like they post a picture, says rest in peace about somebody, and it'd be a totally different person with the same name, or it'd be just completely fake to begin with. So yeah, rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. Man, that's sad. And my condolences to his friends and family.
Absolutely. And I'm sure Rage will probably have a couple things to say when he gets on here. We'll ask him as well, because Rage is a huge music fan and he was a big fan of Ozzy as well. But our condolences is out to Ozzy and everybody that's, affected by this right now. He's a legend, no doubt about that. All right, well, with that being said, now let's get into our We Are Wrestling podcast highlight of the week. This is where we pretty much pick a highlight that has happened in the wrestling world. Oh my God, no, this can't be real. Dan, we can't hear you, man. You got yourself muted. Rookie mistake.
Yeah, I know. I was chewing my food. Go ahead. I'll let you do it.
So, to all the audio listeners out there that aren't seeing this right now, we do super chat donations goals, and I was very confident that this wasn't going to happen. I'm afraid of heights. And now Rage gets to throw me off a fucking roof into the pool.
You'll be fine. How deep is the pool?
Oh my God. 5 feet.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I'm going to
6 feet,
die.
6
All the
feet.
water.
No, that's 6 feet. 5 feet,
the
you're good.
All the water is going to come out of the pool when I freaking get off that freaking roof. Wow.
That's hilarious.
All right. Well, Ben's going to be super happy when he sees this. So, in honor of We Are Wrestling, in honor of Rage, Eric Ellington, thank you very much for getting us to the goal. You are real. We Are Wrestling Maniac. We do appreciate it. And
thank you, Eric.
And there's going to be a lot of emotional damage here because I'm afraid of heights. Can't believe you guys are putting me through this. But next week it will be happening because we are doing a live watch along for WWE SummerSlam. Both nights. And night one, we're going to be having everybody coming over to the We Are Wrestling house doing the live watch along. And I'm sure that's when Rage is going to want to do it in front of all my friends. And all that water is probably going to splash all over them outside of the pool when I get thrown in there. So it should be a good time.
Keep going. Is it super hot over by you guys too? Is there a heat wave or heat advisory?
Not really right now, surprisingly, which is kind of rare.
It is blistering hot over here. It's crazy.
But don't worry, I will get through it because I do believe in myself. Bo Dallas has taught me that.
You can do it, Donnie. You'll be fine.
All right, well,
now
let's get into the highlight of the week because I know that's not going to be my highlight next week. So, what is your highlight of the week, Dan?
That's my highlight of the week. No, I'm just kidding. My highlight of the week, going back to Friday Night SmackDown, and we were just kind of talking about it, the whole Cody Rhodes and John Cena segment. Because to add more evidence to me thinking that he's going to be going heel. I don't know where I got pulled over from. And people in the live chat can help me out in this one. When was the last time Cody Rhodes used the top turnbuckle for anything? Like, he jumps on the ropes and does the cookie cutter and all that, which is awesome. It's great. But he doesn't stand on top of the top turnbuckle. He did something different. Looked like he was extremely uncomfortable there. And then when he jumped, he's just like, right onto John Cena. So something like that was different. The whole segment was entertaining. And the surprise of it being a street fight was just awesome. It was just icing on the cake. It didn't have to be a street fight to make it a great S tier segment. But
yeah, no, I totally agree. But I think it adds more to the excitement for the SummerSlam card, which is looking very good.
Yeah,
I will I will say, not a bad highlight of the week because I thought it was definitely one of the better contract signings. And I actually love the approach that like John Cena was being the chicken shit while Cody Rhodes was like ready to just kill him. And like I love that John Cena was like, yeah, that's not gonna work for me because I have to film a movie. Like I thought it was great. I loved it. That was a great segment. But for my highlight of the week, besides going to TNA Slammiversary, because it was my first TNA pay-per-view, which we will be talking about in the next segue, I will say my highlight of the week when it comes to like wrestling television, I gotta go with the Tonight Show. I was actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, I at first had my doubts, just like everybody else, about Jelly Roll getting in the ring. But the more reports I'm seeing about him actually putting in the work, and especially this segment on The Tonight Show, man, I gotta say, that segment was fantastic. It reminded me of old school wrestling because this is how they built big matches back in the 80s and the 90s. And I thought they did a really good job starting off with Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. And then you have Drew McIntyre come out, pretty much calls Jelly Roll. He has a small Tootsie Roll that he finally could see because he lost all the weight. And then you have Logan Paul getting in the face and then he gets choke slammed. Which, to all the reaction fans out there, I do want to just let you guys know that we did post the reaction to this video here from the Tonight Show, but unfortunately, Fox or Disney or somebody, they took it down immediately, so
Probably Fox.
It will never be seen unless we open up like a Patreon or something, then we can probably upload it there. Well, I'm going to still try to find a way to get it out there for you guys, but yeah, that's unfortunate. But that was my highlight of the week. I loved every second of that. Fantastic.
I mean, Jimmy Kimmel show is on ABC, so probably, I don't know. Whoever
yeah, I don't know, but
took it down. It's crazy.
Somebody took it down, which I'm not surprised because Tonight Show, they're very on top of that, which is why you don't ever see reactions or anything from it.
No, and a buddy of mine was talking about when he was at a Monday Night Raw episode recently, actually. They were telling them over like the PA system during a commercial break, saying there should be no recordings for like put on YouTube later, stuff like that. They're really huddling down on people recording stuff. So.
Oh, yeah, which I do see a couple TNA comments in here that I am going to read real quick. We have Guerrero. Horrible for me seeing Masha Islamovich have to lose her title to NXT Women's. Who names? I almost forgot. JC Jane. Yep. JC Jane ended up winning both titles. And then also the guy of 123. I agree. The fact that TNA shouldn't have lost both belts, but Trick retaining, I don't have a problem with because Trick hasn't had a long run. Oh, and also thank you, Bradley, for that. NBC. They're probably the ones that took it down. But we might as well now get into the TNA review here, since a lot of you guys are talking about it.
Do it.
Man, my voice is, sorry, guys, because I was screaming at the concert. All right, well, with that being said, guys, let's get into the TNA Slammiversary review in Long Island, New York. I was there, so I'm going to, because last week, or no, it was last week. No, it was 2 weeks. Well, when the hell was it, Dan? You know better than I do. When did we do that 3 reviews for Evolution, SummerSlam, and Saturday Night Main Event? That was last week, right?
That was last week, yeah.
Yeah, so last week
was just this past Sunday. No, last Sunday. So yeah, that was last weekend, last Wednesday.
Yeah, so with Slammiversary, I figured let's do a review in the same format because it seemed like a lot of you guys really enjoyed the new concept of how we did the reviews. And Slammiversary, everybody's been talking about it all weekend long. So for once on the podcast, we are going to be covering some TNA here. So let's get it. Starting things off here, we had a 0-hour match. This was the countdown show. For the TNA Women Tag titles, we had the Elegance brand versus the Inspiration, who were formerly known as the Iconics. And this match was just an average match live. and the Elegance brand ended up stealing it, and they ended up retaining the championships. And then moving on, we did have Eric Young versus the hometown hero. And this is a nice little funny gimmick that's working right now. Pretty much goes to like every town wearing like the home jersey, which this was Long Island. So he's wearing the Islanders jersey, which I thought was pretty funny. And he ended up stealing the victory. Dude, it's very clever. I thought it was great. And the fans got a good laugh, big pop, because, you know, you get those cheap pops from like the hometown people. So we ended up stealing that victory. And then moving on, we did have a 6-man tag match. We had Mance Warner, Steve Macklin, and Jake Something representing TNA versus 4th Top Rope Promotion, which was Zilla Fatu, Zicky, and Enzo, which this match was a fun one. The fans were really invested in this. Enzo pretty much just went in on everybody, comparing Steve Macklin to Sid from Toy Story. And Jake Something called him Jake Nothing, and he was just going in for like 5 minutes on all of them. And then Zilla Fatu, this was the big talk because he's one of the hottest independent wrestlers right now. And this was a big opportunity for him to showcase his talents, especially like in his home, which a lot of people really enjoyed Zilla Fatu's run in here. 4th rope. Yep, that's what it is. Very good.
4th.
And pretty much they ended up winning this match, and seemed like it was a squash match, which I didn't really like because I do like the opponents that were in the match. Like, I do think Steve Macklin has a lot of potential, a lot of promise there. So I didn't like that. It was a quick one. Then we got into the actual show, the opening match here, a 205 Live Classic. We had Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander, and these two friggin' went to war against each other. I thought that this was a great opening contest between the two, and ended up Mustafa Ali stole the win. I didn't like the finish because one of the ladies that is in his little group there, Ali, she got kicked out of ringside, and then basically she came back towards the end to help Ali, and that should have been a disqualification, in my opinion. You would think, right?
Yeah. If it's not a no DQ.
Like you're banned from ringside, and then you come back, and the referee sees the person come back.
Yeah.
Oh, Tasha Steelz. She should be doing more than being with Ali, Josh. But moving on, we did have a NXT versus TNA crossover match. We had the System, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, JTC, who's formerly known as Fandango, and Matt Cardona versus the NXT faction, Dark State. And let me tell you this, Dark State, a lot of people are not fans of them because they think that it's a Shield Retribution ripoff. And I will say this, I love the presentation of Dark State, but they are so inexperienced, they are not ready. And in this match, like if you do rewatch Slammiversary, which you could do right now, I believe, on the TNA Plus app, you could definitely tell that these guys are greener than the grass that's outside growing. And they need a lot of work. Like, they should be in the Performance Center. They should not be on TNA or NXT TV, in my opinion. But then, of course, the System and Matt Cardona ended up winning this match. And Brian Myers and Matt are actually from Long Island, so they did get that hometown pop, which is always cool to see. Then we get into the next match here. We have Tessa Blanchard versus Indy Hartwell. And I thought that this had the potential of being a match of the night. Seemed like it was a good match, but the talk of this match was Tessa Blanchard being a racist because, yet again, the fans went nuts in this arena, and they started the "she's a racist" chant, got everybody going. We actually reposted the clip over on the We Are Wrestling Twitter page, which I think right now is at like 50,000 views. And everybody's just continuing to talk about her being a racist. Crazy. And I don't know, it's not a good look for TNA with this, unfortunately. Tessa's so talented, but her not addressing this is, I think, one of the biggest mistakes she's made. Like, own up to your shit, move on.
I was about to say she hasn't really done anything to own up with it, and it's just following her around.
Like from the reports that like we've read from multiple sources, she has like made up with the person that she was racist towards. Like they're actually friends now. And she did it like backstage, and she feels like she doesn't have to say anything publicly. And that's where I think she's in the wrong. Like she should be addressing it publicly and owning up to her mistakes, and then let the past be the past and try to move forward. But that's not helping her at all. But Indy Artwell ended up getting the win. Looks like they're starting a program also with Tessa and one of their ring announcers, Gia Miller, because she attacked her after the match. And then Santino ended up suspending Tessa. So we'll have to see where that goes. Which we got the guy 1, 2, 3. So Tessa Blanchard, after losing to Indy, she attacked one of the ring announcers, which is like a part of like a storyline because the ring announcer actually could work in the ring, but in TNA she never wrestled. She's always been just like a little ring announcer.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're trying to get her to transition from that to the ring.
Nice.
But the guy 1, 2, 3 in here says, I like the match quite a bit. People are being harsh on the match. It had good psychology. I do agree.
The other subject that starts with a P.
That's pretty much what everybody's going to keep talking about. And Tessa can continue to put on great matches, but if she's not going to own up to her shit, people are not going to be talking about the good matches because we know she's very, very talented. If she didn't have all this drama behind her, she probably would be in WWE right now holding a women's world title. I said it.
Possibly. Yeah. I would have to agree with you.
Moving on now to our next match here. We had a champion versus championship match. JC Jane, NXT Women's World Champion versus Masha Slamovich, TNA World Champion. And this was a great match. Really enjoyed it. And JC Jane ended up winning, which I will say I wasn't mad about this happening at first, but you'll see why I get mad towards the end. But overall, it was a good match. Then we get into this is good. Guys, I'm going to right now real quick. I do have to give Ricky Knows Best his flowers right now because multiple times, whether it was a live pay-per-view watch-along that he was with me or an episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast a while back, probably going to have to go and try to find that clip. But Ricky has been praising this young kid from the United Kingdom, Leon Slater. This is a name that he's been pushing me to do my research, pushing me to watch. And let me tell you, I'm invested. I am locked in with him. And this is why, guys, Ricky has that nickname, Ricky Knows Best, because the man does his research. He's an encyclopedia, and he has been telling us the longest time about this Leon Slater kid. And he went for the X Division Championship against Moose, who's been with TNA for quite a while. He's a part of the system. And these two just put on a classic, just amazing match. Like, and that's the thing about me. Like, it's hard for me to get invested in like a little man versus big man match, but they made it work. And Leon Slater ended up winning the X Division Championship, got a massive pop. Looks like Moose is going to become a babyface pretty soon because he did put the title around the waist, which it does seem like the system's going into a babyface run. But Leon Slater, well-deserved. They created a superstar out of this kid during Slammiversary. And what better way than to have the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, show up after the match with Leon Slater and pretty much put this kid over and talked about the history of TNA and all that good stuff, which if you guys don't want to buy the pay-per-view and you do want to watch this full segment, I did upload it to the We Are Wrestling channel, and you can check that out. It's a great speech, but AJ Styles put this young kid over who a lot of people are comparing Leon Slater to a younger AJ Styles because the kid's only 20 years old, finally got his first TNA championship, and they're saying that he's going to be the face. And look at this. We got a visitor.
Hey!
What's going on?
Oh, he's frozen. Oh, maybe not.
We'll let him get his stuff settled here real quick.
Sorry,
I hear
myself.
myself.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, everybody? How you
Huge
guys?
echo.
Yeah, you got a big echo.
I got a big ass echo. What about now?
Yo. Better.
What up?
You're
Can you
good.
hear me now better? We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did you see this at all, Rage? With AJ and AJ Styles' TNA thing?
I did, yeah.
What was
I
your
saw
thoughts
that
on
he's
it?
I mean, it's everything that you kind of like expect, especially like when it comes to like, passing a torch and everything. So I wasn't really surprised by it, but it was the reaction that he got using his OG theme song from TNA. That was a special moment. It's a big deal. It was a really, really sick moment.
Dude, I couldn't believe he came out to I Am. That to me, that was one of the best parts.
He even
of
did
the
his
entire
little
show.
fucking. He even did his TNA version of his little like hood flip, and then like he even
I
did the
loved
old
it.
motions. It was cool. For a fan of somebody that's making their return for the first time in like 12 years, 13 years or something like that.
Yeah.
It was the pop we all wanted. Like it was everything that everybody wanted. There wasn't anything that anybody would have changed. I've seen nothing but good things about it. So.
And that's the thing too. All we need now is one more match with AJ Styles. One more
agree.
match.
Mhm.
That's all we need. But I was right before you got in here. I was giving Ricky his flowers about Leon Slater because he has been talking about him for quite a while now, saying that he's somebody that everybody needs to watch out for. And after watching him, I am so invested.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
But moving on now, we did have the Fatal 4-Way ladder match for the tag titles. We had First Class versus the Nemeth Brothers versus the Rascals versus the Hardy Boys. And this picture right here, if you were calling AJ Francis Flop Dollar, I think it's time to put those to rest because, my God, he did one of the most beautiful moonsaults off the ladder.
I respect big dudes that attempt to do these big moonsaults, but dude is gonna get himself killed one day, dude. You already see how off that angle is.
Yeah.
It's so sideways. Like it was almost more of a turnover like flip rather than a backflip. However, I'm not trashing or discrediting, but if you're gonna do them, work on the technique a little bit more so you can avoid a potential injury because he is very slanted right now. If the timing wasn't right on the people catching him, he could have broken his neck, and not only would have been career ending, but it could have been life threatening. That's the only thing. Hey, it landed, and that's fucking A1. If he wants to keep doing it, just work on the stuff.
Well, his neck is okay, but I don't think his privates are okay after this spot.
Whoa. Did he land that way?
Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah, he must have shattered his coccyx. Oh, Jesus
Well,
Christ.
hey, broken neck or hitting the balls to the ladder, I think you take the ladder.
But, man, he was one of the MVPs of this match. A lot of people are putting over his performance, and he did a great job. Great job. And then, of course, the Hardy Boys, they ended up reinventing the ladder match yet again, and we got this special ladder that Jeff Hardy, pressed the button, and,
bro, that's a helicopter military ladder.
That's what I'm saying. The helicopter military ladder came down, and I was like, what?
Yeah, dude.
No way, because
how was
the Hardys
show?
are
Let me
always
ask you that.
renovating.
How was your experience? I wasn't here for that, but how was it?
I am going to talk about, I've been kind of talking about it throughout each thing, but
Gotcha.
overall, dude, the show, fantastic.
A1?
TNA is special.
Hell fucking
Loved
yeah,
it.
dude. That's what I like.
And the Hardys won the belts, which was great. And then, I could actually share this story with you guys. So, the Hardys ended up winning the titles, and I was relieved because after this match, we were getting into the main event. And I had to piss so fucking bad. And I wasn't trying to miss nothing. So I'm running up these stairs. And then next thing you know, Bubba Ray Dudley shows up, and I'm like, oh my God. I literally was on the stairs. I stood up on the stairs. I recorded that segment.
Bro, so I'm going to say this right now. I wonder how awkward the air was backstage with him and Zilla. I wonder how fucking awkward it was.
What do you mean? They're cool. They're wrestling each other pretty soon.
Yeah, I know. Just because they're wrestling each other soon does not mean they're cool. Fucking Bubba went off about this fucking dude on Busted Open. He went off on this dude literally 2 days ago, and then they show up at TNA together. I'm like, okay.
Well, he probably is trying to build a matchup because Bubba, how he is.
Oh, yeah. They're all buddies. They're all buddies.
But pretty much what happened here was Bubba laid out the challenge to the Hardy Boys. Bound for Glory, Lowell, Mass. Hardy Boys versus Dudley's one last time. And apparently Devon has gotten himself into really good shape. He's lost over 85 pounds.
No fucking
And
way. Really? Is
Whoa,
that why he's been
really?
out of the
Yes.
public? Is that why he's been out of the public eye lately?
Yes,
Is 'cause
sir.
he's trying-
He's been doing
Dude.
DDP yoga.
Oh,
Lost
that doesn't
85
surprise me.
pounds. And like
I hope he gains
his
some
body,
fucking
his body feels good. So it
I
looks
hope
like
he
he's
gains
gonna have
some
his
pounds
last
in his
match.
legs because he had some chicken legs last time we saw him, but that was the retirement. That was the retirement. He ain't doing anything, but I'm hoping that he hits leg day because he's gonna need it if he's gonna be going against the Hardys for one last banger. So yeah, we're gonna need that shit. I hope if I'm gonna fantasy book this, I hope that it's a fucking phenomenal match, but it ends in some kind of interference with Zilla and Enzo, just so we can push that story.
Oh, with the fourth rope.
Yeah, so obviously Devon, this is his last thing. I'm assuming. I don't know
Yeah.
until we know, but
I think so.
if we can do that, if we can have them take out Devon and then have Zilla focus on Bully at during the match and then have him cost them the titles, that'd be awesome. That'd be fucking awesome. Not Jeff and Matt, but Bubba and Devon.
That would be cool.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
But moving on now to our main event match, we had a three-way for the for the TNA World Championship. We had Joe Hendry versus Mike Santana. Let me just say this about this man right here. Mike Santana is over. My God, what an entrance. Not one person was rooting against this guy, it felt like. Like, I couldn't believe it. He got that Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, John Cena, Hulk Hogan pop.
That's a big
It
pop.
was incredible. And then you got Trick Williams coming out. He had people singing,
And
which
he
was
still
cool.
fucking won. And apparently that was a bad decision.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to get into that in just a moment. But Mike Santana with the Puerto Rican flag,
So,
everybody.
Puerto Rico.
Why does Mike Santana basically look like Juice Robinson? Just, obviously inverted. They shaved the head but kept the beard.
I don't know.
Oh.
He kind
I
of
was
looks like
thinking
Juice
about-
Robinson.
Well, Juice Robinson had more of like the bushier beard.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, it just kind of looks like an inverted version of.
Yeah,
Juice
like their
Robinson.
build, like their builds are kind of the same. With
I was
like,
thinking he was
Just
like
Santana's
a
seen a gym where Juice hasn't.
he was like a luchador Bo Dallas.
Oh fuck, yeah, that's actually a good one. He believes.
oh come on, this guy is over. Don't even.
Oh, yeah,
compare
yeah,
him
yeah,
to
yeah.
Bo. But great match overall. Like these three definitely brought their A game. Crowd was on their feet the entire
Joe
time.
Hendry
It
looks
seemed
like he's chilling in the air.
Yeah.
I believe that I can fly.
It's
Yeah,
like
he flying.
just
he chilling.
Photoshop a little floats on, it's like a little tube.
Yeah, homie chilling, bro.
And
Chilling
then
in the lazy
Trick
river.
Williams ended up stealing the win. And let me tell you, everybody was on their feet throughout this entire show. No complaints. 7,000 people, breaking a record in the United States for attendance. And
Wow.
Trick Williams
For
wins.
TNA, this is huge.
Every single person went from Santana to
Whoa, that trick. Just kidding. I will say this is huge for TNA. Like, what was it, like 23,000 people or something like that in the building?
there was 7,000 people. Yeah,
Oh, 7,000? I thought there was like 23,000. That fucking place like packed, bro.
it looked like it though.
It looked like it, bro. Fucking shit, dude. Like that is a lot for TNA, man. Like, and they're killing it. They're killing it right now.
So here's what I'm going to say about this. And I know you guys might have opinions on it because it has been like a huge headliner. Everybody's been talking about it. They've seen what happened. Trick Williams ended up retaining the TNA World Championship. And I'm going to say this. I thought that this was a huge missed opportunity here because Santana is from New York. And 7,000 people. He had one of the biggest pops I've ever heard. And I've been to thousands of wrestling shows. It was his time. Like even if the plan was for Trick to retain the championship, backstage, they should have called an audible here. And they should have said, this is the time. We have to give it to Santana. Like 7,000 people in his home. Like, okay, let's say Bound for Glory comes up and we get Trick Williams versus Mike Santana for the championship, which is probably what's going to happen. Do you think Santana's going to get that pop in Massachusetts? Then New York.
Maybe.
He's still going to get a pop, but he ain't going to get that massive pop that he was getting in Long Island.
Nah, the fuck he ain't, dude. If there's one thing a masshole hates, it's a New Yorker.
I think.
Thank you. Yes.
I think Tyrus is disagreeing with you, bud.
Too early to
No,
make
it's too
Santana. Okay. What's the reasoning? I'm
Tyrus,
down. I'm down to listen.
Tyrus, I want a really good reason here because I was there.
I was about to say
there was about to be a riot because Santana didn't win this. And then I was very sad for Santana. Like, you could just tell the man was like, he knew it was his time.
Yo, why did he look like Ricky whenever Ricky's like fucking like dumbfounded by something that just happened on screen? He looks like Ricky when he dumbfounded, bro.
And I actually met him after his loss, and let me tell you, this was one of the most awkward meet and greet experiences I've ever had.
What the fuck?
He was very nice. He was very appreciative. Said, like, thank you for coming to the show. Appreciate you. But he was just so down. Like, he was just sad. Like,
you could
the
tell
entire
that, like,
meet and greet.
you could tell that the kayfabe, like, there was no kayfabe. Like, the emotions were just too high.
Even then, so, like, why would you do a meet and greet after the show?
Well, it was a good way for TNA to get some more extra money, and probably for the talent too. The Hardy's line was fucking long.
I think that something like this, doing an after show is just to kind of like, get a feel of like how the fans are feeling you and like, what they're feeling, to just kind of get an idea of like where to bring the storyline next. So, I mean, like, you can kind of do it beforehand to get things hyped, but then people are going to be pissed off by the time you leave. If you got the dudes that lost, and you wanted them to win, you can go up and talk to them about it. Like, that's something to bring back to headquarters with them. That's something to bring back to their bosses. So, I can kind of see why they do it.
Oh, we did get Tyrus's reason here, so I will pull that up. Trips created demand to make people watch Bound for Glory. The payoff is to making Santana the champion. It's a slow burn process. But the thing is, Tyrus, in my opinion, timing is everything in pro wrestling. And like, this was a perfect chapter for Santana to get the championship. He would have came out a bigger star winning that championship in front of 7,000 people, a record-breaking audience, and they would have created a new star out of him right there by having him win. So now here's what I want to say, going back to JC Jane winning both titles and Masha losing. Like, they should have at least had one or the other. Like, I think having NXT win both titles makes TNA look so bad here. And that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
I agree with that.
So we are just going to have to wait and see what happens. But I will say overall for TNA, like, all the negative opinions aside, this was a huge successful weekend for them. And I really hope TNA continues to pick up this momentum. I really hope they get that TV deal soon. And in our main event topic this week, we'll be talking about it, whether or not we think TNA could get back to being the number 2 pro wrestling promotion in the United States.
Yeah, I think that it has a lot of capabilities and a lot of potential to be there. I felt like for a little bit there, I felt like the the momentum that Scott D'Amore had going with it was was halted after the switch up and everything happened. But they're still continuing to thrive. I think a lot of it has to do with this WWE partnership right now, but at least everybody's benefiting out of it. So, I can't
exactly.
I think to add on to that, as long as there's buzz keep continuing and people still hear about it, there's always a possibility for them to get huge boost.
And we'll save the rest of our opinion for the main event topic, whether or not we do think they will be number 2. So definitely stay tuned for that, to all the maniacs. All right, well, with that being said, now let's get into the We Are Wrestling weekly TV recap. And we'll try to fly through these here. And I'm sure there's more recaps, but guys, like I said in the beginning of this podcast, I have been to TNA. I was at a Creed concert last night, so I am just all over the place here. So bear with me.
You got higher.
I did get higher. And tonight I am set. Oh, by the way, speaking of sacrificing, Ben, I'm going to be sacrificing myself during SummerSlam weekend. You get to throw me off the roof because Eric Ellington donated the $85 to make it happen.
Oh yeah, that's probably haven't told him yet.
Oh, well, that's SummerSlam is going to be lit then, because Phil's going to come by for a couple tattoos as well while I'm there on Sunday during the day.
Hell yeah.
So you'll be able to witness some of that while we smoky dokie and tattoo and shit. I got
I
a new
get
machine,
to I
by the
get to
way,
get
so.
thrown off a roof. I cannot wait. I'm so
Oh, it's gonna
excited.
be a wonderful weekend for me then. Lovely. I love that.
Oh, by the way, I accepted your challenge too for the championship.
Oh, you did?
By the
Nice.
way.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
so we don't have to do predictions. Like it's getting kind of boring whooping your guys' asses all the time. So honestly, with this, having Cody turn babyface and make you look stupid, totally worth it for me to keep my
Didn't I
title.
remind you
I
that
can't
you were
wait for
only
night
2
2.
off of me? So you were only
I
2
can't
predictions
wait.
better than me.
Night 2 is gonna be nuts. You're gonna either see best one Don cry, or you're gonna see him screaming, or both. Just depends on the tone now.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what
It's
happens.
all or nothing.
All right. Well, last Friday on SmackDown, Adam Pearce announced that Solo Sikoa will face Jacob Fatu inside a steel cage at SummerSlam. What's your thoughts on this?
Don't let fucking what's his face, Dave Meltzer or anybody see this shit, or Jim Cornette see this shit, because they'll flip out if somebody escapes the cage and goes against the whole nowhere to run fucking thing. I think that this just adds a really cool stipulation, just another layer of extra added violence. There's not really a huge amount of like boom with steel cage matches anymore, because let's face it, a lot of the moments that could be done have been done. So like it's just exciting seeing two, fresher dudes in this company going at it and seeing what kind of creativity they can bring to the table. Other than that, I'm just kind of stoked that we're getting, a US title match and a stipulation for once,
All right. What's your thoughts
Yeah.
on it, Dan?
Yeah, that's a good point. Not many stipulations for a U.S. title lately. I found it very interesting that they incorporated it with the part of the show when they started off in the beginning. There was a car accident and then Fatu was arrested, and then once he got released, Adam Pearce was like, "Oh, you like to arrest people, Solo? How about let's put you in a jail cell and we'll add Fatu. We'll cage you up." So I thought that was kind of cool. I am excited for this match already, and this just adds to it. So, yeah.
Oh, dude, the storyline is there, and putting these two inside a steel cage, that means Solo Sikoa's MFT. That's what he's calling his new group, right?
I guess so.
My
MFT or
family tree.
NFT?
My family tree. Yep, I think it's MFT.
My family
MFT.
tree. Yeah.
So this way, putting them inside the steel cage, they can't interfere. I will say, Rage, I do agree with you now. I think Tama Tonga is going to pretty much help Jacob Fatu.
No. Stand on that business, cuh. You already stood on that business that he wasn't, so stand
Well,
on
no,
that. We're gonna
here's
wait
what
for
I
it to
thought was
happen.
actually going to happen on SmackDown. I thought that Tama Tonga was the one that caused the car accident. It wasn't Solo pretty much plotting to like try to get Fatu in jail. I thought it was Tama Tonga that actually caused it. But I do think that he is going to show up to SummerSlam to kind of even the numbers. He's going to freaking turn JC Potato. He's going to turn JC Potato into a mashed potato. Tall Tonga, he's basically going to go, yeah, and slap him right across
all
the face.
the bitch ass hoes and flaming Doritos. Yeah, dude.
And Tonga, and then Cabacho is probably going to slip before he could even punch him.
He's going to go to run down the...
I think Tama Tonga shows up at SummerSlam, and he's going to help Jacob Fatu.
He's going to...
So I will give you your flowers.
He's going to pull the Titus O'Neil and just fucking slide all the way through the fucking ring.
Yep, or he can even punch him.
No baby oil. It's just going to keep sliding. It was fate.
But I do think overall, though, this match, when the stipulation actually has a purpose, like this year, it makes me more excited about it. And Solo versus Jacob in a cage, sign me up.
Yeah, dude, sign the fuck up for that shit.
All right, well, moving on now to Dan Eddy's highlight of the week here. Last Friday on SmackDown, Cody Rhodes announced that his match with John Cena will now be a street fight. Thoughts?
Oh, yeah.
Nice Rolex, Cody. Where'd you get it? Nice glasses, Cody. Where'd you get them? Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a big 5 at hand. There's a title match with John Cena in it who's already teetering with his own actions, and we're already getting the face turn fucking echoes there. But if you turn a heel super face again, you gotta turn a super face into a super heel. The only way to keep this momentum going is for Cody to fucking turn, and he is going to. He announced
yet.
weeks, I think actually a couple months ago, that his face turn was coming to an end. And he just thanked people saying, thank you for the support this far. Can't wait to see what we do next. What
Triple
the fuck
H
is going to happen
so
next?
smart.
Boom.
Triple H is a
Boom.
genius.
Boom. Dude, I swear to God, if he turns fucking heel, if I have food in my hands, prepare to wear it. Prepare to wear it because it's going in. It's going in. I hope we get flagged and get
because
thrown
here's the
into
thing,
one of those compilations again.
The guy that's running creative here in WWE is literally having a freaking series called Unreal, and Triple H is pretty much, he knows exactly what the internet wants. That's why Triple H is going to work you, Dan Eddy, and everybody else.
But he's not going to work you.
He's not going to work me because I'm on top of it. I know what Triple H is capable of. And Triple H is having Cody wear the shades, the Rolex, to get you guys excited because it's going to make the moment even more unpredictable whether or not it's going to happen.
Watch this. Watch what happens after. So watch what happens night 2. Just watch. Just remember this moment and everything he's saying right now. Just
anybody in the live chat?
I'm not. But here's the thing, though. I'm not 100% that Cody's going to be saying.
Oh, now he's backtracking.
I'm
not for sure.
Because in WWE, anything can happen. Anything can happen in WWE.
See, look at this. He'll stand on business, but then he'll backtrack for a quick second and be like, I told you so. No, just pick one, bitch. Pick one and move on.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, is,
yes.
Let me speak.
Yes.
You're good.
What I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's out of the woodworks that it won't happen. Like, it could actually happen because with Triple H's WWE, we didn't expect John Cena to turn heel, and it happened. That's why I'm saying Cody turning heel could happen. Do I think it's going to happen at SummerSlam? No. I think down the line, yes. But right now, I don't think it's going to happen. And I think right now, Triple H, he wants more people to tune into SummerSlam. So getting people to think, is Cody going to turn heel or not? Let's get people to watch and see if it's going to happen or not. Triple H knows what he's doing. And I think that Triple H is a fucking genius.
But what
I'm standing on? I already said, I don't think he's going to be turning heel.
Okay. I hope the title's worth it. I haven't won the damn thing yet, so I have nothing to lose. You do.
That's right, you do. And speaking of somebody that has pretty much lost everything, I feel like at this point, moving on, this past Monday on Raw, Grayson Waller said Theory is injured. And as such, a A-Town Down Under is over. What's your thoughts on this?
What a segue into this beautiful topic. That was phenomenal. Just like speaking of somebody who's lost it all. Obviously injuries suck, like you never want to see like somebody get hurt, especially somebody who is on the technical capability of Theory. What?
He's not hurt for real.
Oh, I thought you said that he was hurt. Well, what the fuck?
Grayson Waller said it as a way to break up A-Town Down Under. So there's people that are pissed right now about this happening because they were teasing the breakup for over a year, and Grayson Waller, they didn't really do anything to have him turn on Theory or Theory turn on Waller. Instead, they just had him address it on Raw, basically saying that like he's injured and A-Town Down Under is over.
So I just hope you know that we've gotten these things before where they say all this thing and then it's just the storyline's just done, but wait until that person comes back and sees that he's been hanging out with the New Day. So I wouldn't put anything past it yet. There's been plenty of storylines that have ended like this. So at the same time, dude, I won't hold my breath, but I will not count it out because I have been hearing some things that they do want to turn him face and that he's going to have some kind of a push. I don't know what the extent of that push is, but I hope he does and it's a genuine push and it's something that he does himself. Like, I hope that he can convince us. And the way to do that is by furthering the story when he does make his eventual return to television.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad, too. What's your thoughts on it, Dan Eddy?
Took the words right out because I think they're going to start a storyline for both Theory and Grayson Waller. And I just thought, not the injury part of it, but the fact that they split up, I was just sort of thinking, oh, thank God, because they haven't really done anything or like pull the trigger. And the way they pull the trigger to split them up, I think the fans are mad about the most because it's like, oh, they're done, cool. But like your the man you follow, Donnie, what Triple H says is the story is never over. So
All right, so here's my thoughts on this. And I'll try to keep this as short and sweet as possible, but I might go on to a little rant probably here.
Yeah.
As long as Austin Theory is getting a push here and they're actually going to do something with this kid, I'm okay with whatever they do because Austin Theory is way too fucking talented to be hanging out in catering.
He's got the look.
He's got the look. He's got the it factor.
athleticism.
And I will say this, around the time Vince McMahon was probably booking some of the worst shit ever. But one thing that he was definitely not wrong about was that there's a star in Austin Theory. That is somebody that you should be building your company around, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of promise there.
I'm happy that he finally won a match too, but I'm also not upset with how he won it. I'm not upset by any means how he won it. He's a heel. He's going to do heel shit, bro. And be happy he won because this is just the start of the great things that are going to happen for Cross. So I don't think him and Scarlett are leaving. And it was also really fucking nice to see Scarlett get involved too. Like, it was nice to see her get involved and show some of her personality, even in that one quick kick. She's like, hey, Sammy, bah! And then just started fucking laughing her ass off as she was fucking off. That was, it was perfect. So I gotta say, man, I was really into it. But fun fact, hot take, I think Grayson Waller is talented as fuck. Like,
me too, absolutely.
Genuinely great. It's just
he's a good heel.
It's getting the good opportunity, the proper booking, and again, this could start something big for the both of them. We all know that Grayson Waller can generate some pretty fucking top shelf heat, and we know that Theory can too. But we also know what Theory's capabilities are, and if he were to portray that on a babyface level, I think that we got another star on our hands, man.
But now here's my problem with this. My problem is having Grayson Waller basically just say it's over, he's hurt.
Yeah.
Like, they should have actually taken the time to build something here because
I think
Raw is, 2.5 hours? I know now they'll probably have Theory just come out and attack him, but I felt like maybe avoid this. He's been hanging out with the New Day. Just whenever you have Austin Theory come back on TV, you don't even have to really say anything. Maybe you could have, like, Waller talk shit, but then Theory just doesn't say anything at all and just beats the crap out of him. Big pop.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like the way they did it. But as long as Grayson Waller is actually going to be used properly as a solid mid-card heel, and Austin Theory is going to be used as a top babyface and gets a massive push, I am okay with whatever they do.
Yeah, just make it fun, make it interesting, and make it compelling, man. And elevate a star. That's it.
Agree. And I hope that both of these two benefit breaking up with each other. I just wish they maybe did something different. That's all.
I got you, bro.
yeah, definitely agree.
All right, well, moving on now to our last We Are Wrestling TV recap. The Undertaker showed up on NXT and buried Trick Williams. What's your thoughts on this?
Cool to see Taker. I don't know. I've never been. Excuse me. I don't know if it's just me, but I've never been a fan of like legends showing up because somebody talks shit. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of using a legend to kind of get a draw and some TV, some TV ratings. And like, I like Trick Williams. I love Trick Williams. I love The Undertaker. I'm not a fan of these segments, because they don't really go anywhere other than like, oh, here's the new LFG guy. Let's do this storyline for them instead of doing it the old school way where they just got involved. So like, I don't know. I feel like that's where my old school's kind of like taking over, is I'm the dude that just likes things when they happen, when the spark just flies, rather than let's build up a debut that might not even fucking hit and it might be a lukewarm landing. Like, no, let the fucking dude speak for himself. Let him get in there. Do not advertise it. And let's see what kind of noise he can make on his own. By having The Undertaker out here, you're setting him up for failure, man. Because, yeah, The Undertaker can vouch, but what happens when you choke? That goes straight back to him. So I'm not a fan of it particularly, but I thought it was a fun segment, I guess.
So I do want to give my thoughts, and then I'll let you, Dan, give your thoughts because, man, like, I love when they bring a legend in when it's the opposite thing happening. Trick Williams should have beat The Undertaker up.
Or tried,
because
at
then,
least.
it would have definitely got him over.
Do you
as
just want
a
a
top
title and you're gonna have him
bad
get his
guy.
ass? You do just want to like retained a title the other night, and you're already gonna have him get his ass beat? Like the fuck?
Exactly. Like, what is the point? The Undertaker's getting Trick Williams is giving Undertaker to rub, basically.
Why? For what? He's gotten the rub the
Exactly.
last 30 years.
Exactly. What they should have done here, Trick Williams should have brutally attacked the Undertaker and start something. Like, it doesn't even have to be Undertaker versus him, but you could have like Shiloh Hill, who's like one of Undertaker's guys on LFG. There you go. You could have him feud with Trick because Trick took out the Undertaker. Like, there's no direction here at all, which is like, for me, this is just pointless. And I don't like that because when a legend's on my TV screen, I want it to make sense. Like that one time when NXT went head to head with AEW and we got American Badass Undertaker and we got the segment with him and Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes. Hayes and Breaker looked so good that night. Breaker having Heyman, Undertaker with Carmelo. Like, that's how we should be using our legends.
I agree heavily.
Yeah. And that's how we see Braun Breaker and them today. Because of segments like that. I just think the whole segment in general was completely random. And when I saw that he was talking shit to the Undertaker on the Monday Night Raw, I was just like, okay. He's going to call it the Undertaker now and just retain the TNA title. So I just thought, yeah, I like to see legends on TV as well. I like to see it mean something, although. So, I don't know. It was just random. It was fun to see Trick Williams get his ass beat for having to call out the Undertaker. So, I don't know.
Hey, we got
If they
Casual
build something
Cam
with
here.
this,
And
I don't know.
we got Casual Cam here in the live chat. They're putting over Trick.
What's going on, Cammy?
This isn't a one-night thing. It's going to continue. We'll see about that, pal.
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
When was the last time they let anyone beat up under nuts?
It's been a long fucking time, to be honest, Eric. It's been a long time.
The Underbaker. That's what I usually call him. All right. Well, with that being said, now let's get into the We Are Wrestling Podcast weekly news and rumors. And just a couple quick things that we don't really have to give our thoughts on, but some good news. Ric Flair announced that he's officially cancer-free.
Hell yeah.
So there's some good news there
Congrats.
from Nature Boy. And we also did get some unfortunate news, but it does seem like this legend is in very high spirits, which if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, they just did a whole video on Maven Huffman's YouTube channel, and WCW legend Buff Bagwell had to go under surgery for above-the-knee leg amputation following complications stemming from a car accident back in 2020. So We Are Wrestling, we do want to send our well wishes to Buff Bagwell. I'm very blessed that he's in very high spirits, and he seems like he has like a new way of looking at life with this amputation. So I really do hope that Buff Bagwell keeps his head up, and hopefully he can live life better now that he got this procedure done, because he was hurting for a while. And if you guys haven't checked out the Maven video, I would highly recommend checking that out. It's a very good video. One of Maven's best videos, probably.
Oh, absolutely, dude. And it like all the, again, well wishes to Buff Bagwell, because that's life-changing, man. Like, that's life-altering.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the nicest legends I've ever got the opportunity to talk to at a wrestling convention. Really good guy. But moving on now to our next We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. According to WrestleVotes, WWE is working on exclusive city-themed merchandise for Jacob Fatu, designed in collaboration with local sport teams, a marketing effect that has historically been reserved for top-level talent. What's your thoughts on this?
Stoked. I think I need to think a little bit more on it. What's your thoughts, Dan? But I'm stoked.
I'm excited because so just when they had I think it was a Monday Night Raw episode in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and Cody Rhodes came out with the Green Bay merch, or well, it was his merch that said Green Bay on it, and I wanted that shirt. Like, I was searching for numerous websites. I even asked you guys. I looked like to see where I could buy it because I wasn't at the show. So to incorporate sports teams with the wrestling shows, and a lot of us wrestling fans are also sports fans. Like Donnie, you're a Nets fan, so like just as an example. I didn't realize you were wearing the shirt.
Probably not
Gross.
for long.
And so to add the two worlds and put them together, I think that could work. I'm excited.
Yeah. As a sports fan, I'm actually very excited about this. I think it's so cool when you could bring like culture to wrestling, and especially with WWE's partnership with Fnatic, I'm not surprised at all that they're doing this. It's a great way to maybe get some sport fans to actually start tuning into wrestling. Jacob Fatu right now is over. So honestly, giving him this like top talent treatment, brilliant marketing on WWE's behalf, because I feel like if you're just like a casual, like you're not even like a wrestling fan at all, for say, like you watch like a Jacob Fatu segment, you're going to think the dude's badass. You're going to think the dude is pretty damn cool. And it's going to make you maybe want to tune into like something that he's doing on WWE programming. So honestly, I love this. And I do hope that he does come out with like a Jacob Fatu Brooklyn Nets shirt or like an LA Rams or something. I think it's cool for sport fans.
Rage, real quick before you go, I wanted to say I've became fans of certain wrestlers because I found out they were certain sports teams fans. Like Braun Strowman is a Packers fan. Other celebrities are like the same favorite team as mine. So I think that could tie into people and be like, oh, okay, well he's an actual, San Antonio Spurs fan. That's pretty cool. I like him.
I got you, man. Hey, cool.
Hell yeah. Alrighty. Well, moving on now to our next topic here on this week's episode of the podcast. Elena Black, Cora Jade, has announced on social media that she'll be taking a break from professional wrestling for the foreseeable future. And she said this: "It's no longer good for my mental health, and I'll never know if that love for it I once had will return if I don't step away. I'm going to take the rest of the year to take care of me and go from there." So once again, We Are Wrestling, we do want to send our condolences. We do hope that Cora Jade, she takes the time to focus on her mental health, and hopefully whatever she decides to do, if it's wrestling, if it's not wrestling, she's much happier.
All right, so I don't think. All right, so do you want my genuine thoughts on it? Like, they're very honest, but I don't think it's the time and place for it. I think I know what you're thinking.
Do
you want to know? Because
mental,
I'll give you my thoughts. Listen,
mental health is very serious.
Motherfucker, do you think I not know that?
I know you know that.
Motherfucker, do you think I know that? Dude, that aside, and again, mental health is mental health, and I will always wish thee well when it comes to mental health. I understand the fight. I get it. But Eric's got a point there. Already has made significantly more money than she ever did in WWE and didn't have to take a bump. So, no, I'm going to say she wasn't really over, didn't really do much immaculate. And now, yeah, it could have been a love, but it's a love you didn't succeed in. So mentally, you're going to go through those loops. But at the same time, to take half a year, that's pretty logistically planned. And OF does pay a lot more. We've seen the success with these ex-WWE stars, but what I don't agree with is if that's the case, just fucking say it. Do not stand on the basis of mental health. That's it. That's where I have my gripe with it. But
no, and that's the thing.
100%. Yeah, Brianna is exclusive fans only. The mental health comment was just to let her promoters to stop calling her. That's what it was. Yeah, dude, I'm not dumb. I'm not naive, man. Like if we're gonna be journalists and do what we do, I'm gonna call it how it is, man. I'm not here to just drag anybody through the mud, but I'm gonna absolutely call someone's fucking bullshit, and especially when it kind of pisses me off when they're using it on the basis of mental health. So no, I'm not gonna buy that shit.
And
No.
I totally understand, like from like your perspective, like where you are coming from with this. But the thing is also too, like we also don't. That's the thing though too. We also don't know, like the ins and outs of somebody that is going through something that's not in our lives. And we don't know like what's going on with her behind closed doors, because
I get
also
that.
too, one thing that I noticed
mean,
is her
Quite a
last
few
match
thousand
that,
people know what
but
happens
here's the thing
behind closed
though.
doors.
But here's the thing though. Her last match that she had as of right now was in somebody's backyard. Imagine performing in sold out arenas, thousands of people,
Hey, buddy.
to a backyard at a
She
birthday
wasn't the
party.
first, and she wasn't the last. Cry me a
Absolutely,
river.
absolutely not. But
In the
sometimes
wise words of Jack
for a
Herring.
talent, that could mentally do something to you.
Hey, guess what?
There's
She
plenty of
wasn't the first,
athletes.
and
There's
guess
plenty
what?
of athletes that have gone through it.
She wasn't the first. She wasn't the last. But again, a lot of these athletes did not stand on the basis of mental health when it's just a cover up to do something else and to get your promoters to stop calling you. That's where I don't agree with it. Listen, feel free to preach the gospel, but at the end of the day, when it comes to podcasts and conversations, there's going to be a bad guy, and I will happily be that bad guy for this one.
And
It's
that's the
just a
thing, though. I'm
conversation,
not.
you know, I'm not
No,
attacking
no,
anybody,
absolutely. No, and like, we're on the same page when it comes to that. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong with your take, because of course, like, there is going to always be different opinions, and yes, it doesn't probably help that she is on OnlyFans. Her numbers, we have the reports of how good she's doing on there, and then for her to step back, absolutely. And I think that for you to call that out, that is the right thing. Like, and that's the thing when it comes
and I won't trash her.
And when it comes to the news, when it comes to rumors, there's going to be times where we all agree on something. There's going to be times where we all disagree. But that's what makes the conversations worth talking, because then we get to hear other people's opinions. And if that's what I'm saying, if like she is really going through something with her mental health, because like just like you, just like Dan Eddy, myself, even We Are Wrestling Maniacs. Exactly. That's like where I'm at, because like we have been through mental health, so I'm trying to like look at it from maybe that perspective, while you, on the other hand, you're also like, you're looking at it from like, well, she's doing this and she's kind of picking this over pro wrestling, and then using,
it's not even just that,
which makes sense.
But it's just also how abrupt the whole pro wrestling thing ended. She performed at a birthday party and immediately was like, all right, I'm done. Like, do you understand some of these people that are the hugest stars imaginable went through honestly fucking worse and still smiled, did it because they fucking loved it, and look at where they are now. They paid their dues, man. They didn't take an easy way out, and that's where I'm not having the fucking mental health comment on top of it. It's rubbing me the wrong way. And
yeah, no, and I
something
kind of I agree with that.
Exactly. Well, not in a backyard regardless, but you know, maybe exaggerated, whatever, but still, you know, like you left the grind, man, a little too fucking early. You know, like from
the grind.
Yeah. So it just, I understand that this could be a constant back and forth, you know, and I understand that, but at the end of the day, I'm not here to agree or disagree. I'm just here to give my thoughts and just call it how it is. And I understand that there's some topics where we agree or disagree, but this one, it's controversial, you know?
It is, yeah, no, and I totally agree with that. But that's the thing, though, too. Like, for me, like, I'm looking at it also just from, like, a mental health, like, perspective, because, like, I've been there. I know you've been there.
Guy.
Dan Eddy's been there. A lot of people have been there. And, like, if she is using, like, as an excuse, like fuck her, honestly.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The guy 1 2 3 down here makes a good point.
But I am somebody also, too, that does try to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. And like, if she is going through something, I do send my condolences to her, and I do hope that if she is dealing with something like mentally, she does figure it out. And like, when it comes to pro wrestling, like, if you want to do it, do it. If you don't, don't. As long as the performer is happy, that's all I care about. But if she is using it as a mental health excuse, then like, that's not right.
And I get that. And you know, at the end of the day, you gotta just be honest. You can go through something, but be honest about, you know, what you're doing. Because like, if you're gonna be on fucking OnlyFans, cool, but just be honest about what you're doing. Be like, hey, I want to focus on this because it's making me more money. You know, obviously sex sells, so that there's no fault in that, bro. Lacey Evans was on the fucking slate to be the next women's world champion, and now she's on it, and she's kind of fucking killing it. So like, I gotta say, like, I get it, but be honest about it, man. That's what rubs me the wrong way. That's all.
Yeah, and just one more thing I want to add before we do move on from this too.
Yeah, of course.
I noticed this as well with a lot of former WWE stars, whether it is like a female talent or like a male talent. A lot of wrestlers do lose their love for what they fell in love with going to WWE. And like when they do get that release, because some people they thrive under it, like a Matt Cardona, a Drew McIntyre, or Cody Rhodes. But then there's other people who actually do struggle on there. And that's the thing. Like it is definitely a mental battle that obviously we don't know because we're not like in the business. Like we are, well, we're journalists, but we're not like actually in the business wrestling and stuff.
I get it.
Yeah.
But hope everything goes well for Cora Jade, Lena Black. But moving on now to our next topic here, getting back into some TNA, since this whole episode is almost about TNA. Jeff Jarrett says he's unsure of what TNA's current goal is. Recently, on the My World podcast, Jeff Jarrett said this, and I quote, "I don't, to this day, know what is the business model. Like, what is the plan? And partnerships are great, whether it's AEW or WWE or Noah or whoever they partner on with. I'll try to figure it out. What is your goal here with all these partnerships? But more importantly, what is your goal here? Like, what's the direction? Where are you heading? Is it to eventually sell? That's what we don't know. So it's really hard to understand what's your goal here. I don't know." So what do you think TNA's goal is right now? And what's your thoughts on Jeff Jarrett's opinion about them maybe not having a direction right now?
I'll let you go first, Dan.
I think it's a sort of direction they're taking to create more buzz, because the more buzz you can get, whether it's good or bad, they're still talking about you. So, I mean, Nickelback's been using that strategy for years. So with it's true, it's kind of true. But with the TNA booking, the TNA like the Slammiversary, people were talking about the stuff that happened after that. I think the direction they're going is not so much directional, but it's sort of in a range of like being that they have a few goals in mind, and they're just not sure, which kind of lane to go, like which highway exit to take off, like where the direction. So I think I can kind of agree with Jarrett saying that they have no direction, but I think they are creating some buzzworthy moments to have that where the rubber meets the road. And I'm doing a lot of car examples, but they're having traction. That's what I'm trying to get at. They have traction. They have anywhere to go. Really, it's not they have to go a certain way, so to speak.
That is true. That's a really good take. I'll give mine, and then we'll let Rage end it off. So my thoughts on Jeff Jarrett's opinion with the direction of TNA. I think that they're definitely back on the road, and I think they're going in the right directions. I think the GPS is actually working for once. I think for the longest time, like maybe during Impact Wrestling, like during like the dying days of TNA, like when they went from TNA to Impact, they really had no direction. Like I thought that they were going to go out of business then, but it does seem like they are heading in the right direction, because we keep hearing the reports that TNA is trying to work on getting a television deal. And I think that they're going to probably get it by the end of the year, especially with this partnership with WWE and with NXT, because clearly it's working. They just had their biggest house, Long Island, New York, in the United States. And remind you, TNA, they have been doing shows in the United States for 20 plus years. And this was the most fans they've ever had at a show in 2025.
I think that a lot that goes into that attendance comes from also AJ being there, man. Like
AJ
also have
too.
To remember that draw.
Yeah,
that draw was a different draw because AJ was there. So
that's very true.
That's also something to take into account too,
So like I could kind of understand where Jeff Jarrett's like going with this, because there's been reports about them selling them getting a TV deal, them doing this, them doing that, WWE taking over at like TNA, which some people think is happening. So like, I kind of see where Jeff Jarrett's coming from. I don't think he's fully incorrect here, but I do think that they're in a way better direction than they were years ago.
Yeah, I got you, man. I can agree with that. I think that there's a lot more structure there, but again, they're also part of a TKO flagship now. They're in conjunction with, so there's gonna be a lot more like hands-on help there to really structure their show. And obviously, a partnership doesn't last forever. So when they do eventually part ways, TNA is gonna understand how to go. I will say I agree with that sentiment of having a little bit more of a system now. However, I don't know. I don't really ever agree with anything Jeff Jarrett ever says. So I just now is not really any different. I think that the potential that it had is gone, but there's also something new now, and there's something more refreshed about it, I guess. So I don't know. I feel like it's too early to really say that still, because TNA is still in the very early stages of the revamp. They just turned back into TNA again in fucking January. So like you have to
No, that was a year ago, 2024.
Yeah, that's
a year and a half now. Yep.
Yeah, so almost 2 years ago. I mean, it's still kind of early on into a rebrand, like when we're also during that rebrand, we were getting the WWE fucking deal. So at the same time, everything was kind of in a shakeup for a few months there. So they're still kind of early on in what they're doing. So I feel like it's too early to say.
I definitely
I'm not saying Endeavor's
agree.
taking over TNA, but they are working with them. They're under the flagship. There's no way around that, man. I hate to say it.
Them showcasing Tessa is not cool, though. Agree, 1000%. Especially with the she is racist chance.
Not surprised.
But moving on now to our next We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. I know you guys probably don't want to hear about this individual. I know I don't. So we'll try to get through this as fast as we can. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, we got an update on Travis Scott.
I don't fucking care.
Well, regarding Travis Scott, the reaction when asked about a potential tag match / more angles was, we might all be happy actually about this. He doesn't like to commit to anything. He goes half in and tries other projects at the same time. And since he's a personal client of Ariel, who's the owner of TKO, everyone's trying to accommodate until it just becomes too much of a deal with. What's your thoughts on this?
I'm not fucking surprised, bro. This is the same fucking dude that was all over it in Astro World. So no, I'm not fucking. I hate the fucking guy, even as a person, bro. So no, his music's trash, his personality's trash, all of his fits are trash. Like I'm good, bro. Like I don't know. This, yeah. I'm ready to move on.
Wait, I will say one thing that is kind of fire though, low key, is that hardcore championship WWE made for him though. That's the only thing.
With the duct tape?
You gotta admit that duct tape championship is kind of fire.
Yeah, no, not really.
It's a belt.
What's your thoughts on it, Dan?
Just carbon copy with Rage's comment and put my name on it because I really don't care.
Facts.
Anytime Travis Scott's in the news with wrestling, I'm just hoping he's not in a match or going to be involved because he bombed at WrestleMania 41 and he hasn't really done much. Like Jelly Roll's been doing more in wrestling than Travis Scott has been doing this entire time. And Jelly Roll has only been active in the wrestling world for what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Well, on television, 3 weeks, but he's actually been putting in the work the last, I want to say 3 months.
Right, and they were mentioning Travis Scott hasn't really caught up to the level that they wanted to be at in terms of like being in a match. So he can just stay down there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just keep this as quick as possible. If he's gonna just half-ass it, don't even have him friggin' back on WWE TV because you clearly if you want to have celebrities, they will put in the work like Jelly Roll, like Logan Paul, Bad Bunny, like some of these names to be mentioned. Like Travis Scott, I think is just wasting everybody's time at WWE, and he should just stick to his shitty music. Nobody in the wrestling freaking community actually gives a shit about this dude, and Yeah, his WrestleMania thing was probably one of the worst WrestleMania moments in all time.
In an already worse WrestleMania event.
Rock should have been there, not Travis. All right, moving on now to our next topic, which I do think is interesting. I know, Ben, you're not the biggest fan of this tag team, but I thought this would be an interesting discussion. On his podcast, the D'Amore Drop, Scott D'Amore believes the Young Bucks could one day leave AEW and join WWE to have a WrestleMania moment. Here's what Scott D'Amore said. The Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson have done everything there is to do in AEW as characters and as real-life executives. It's no secret WWE wanted the Bucks badly before they helped form AEW. And I could see Matt and Nick, not tomorrow, but at some point, maybe deciding it is time to go to have a WrestleMania moment like fellow AEW founder Cody Rhodes. Do you think the Young Bucks will ever have that moment?
Fuck no, and keep them the fuck away from that shit. Hell no. I don't want fucking WrestleMania being stained by their weird looking pants and their fucking weird ass headbands cover up fucking things, dude. No, I don't want that shit. No. Get the no.
Well, you don't want the founding
No.
fathers? You don't want a 5-minute
Founding
Christopher Columbus
fathers,
introduction?
my ass. Yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen as long as CM Punk's there, bro. He would get them blacklisted as fuck. Fuck no.
I didn't even consider CM Punk when I was putting this.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna happen at all, Scott D'Amore. That's the one wacky fucking thing I've ever heard you say. Anyways, guys, give your thoughts.
I mean, I'm a fan of the tag team, so I would say if they're up for doing this and they get an opportunity to do so, why not? But it'll be weird and probably cringy. So, but yeah, I mean, let anybody try a thing at least once. Like, you can't really find the right gimmick until you do.
So when it comes to the Young Bucks, this is like one of those scenarios where like I can't be like everybody else that says never say never, because I feel like if it were to happen, it would have already happened. I think realistically, we get Kenny Omega.
Yes.
Maybe not the Young Bucks. I think at some point Kenny Omega maybe will have that one Mania moment.
I need Kenny Omega.
Maybe not in a couple years, but definitely at some point he will probably have that one WrestleMania match, kind of like what Sting did at WrestleMania 31. But I don't think the Young Bucks, I don't think they're gonna ever do something with WWE. I think it is an interesting discussion to have because I know WWE has been interested in the Bucks several times. But I don't know. I just don't see the Young Bucks ever doing something with WWE in like 2025 or 2030. Maybe in like 2018 when they were very, very popular with Bullet Club. But I don't realistically see it happening. But in wrestling, anything is possible. Maybe Young Bucks versus Usos. That's been a lot of people's fantasy matches. But I don't know. I think the Young Bucks, they're not going to leave AEW anytime soon. And I don't see it happening. And it seems like all the Maniacs here don't see it happening either. So many of you guys. Wow, what a bad topic. I'm so bad when I have a concert the night before hosting this show. But this is something that a lot of people have been talking. This next one, this will definitely get something going, all right? This is our last weekly news and rumors, and then we'll get into the getting put over and our main event topic. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter from multiple people, the plan was to do an injury angle with Seth Rollins on Saturday Night Main Event, to have Rollins leave, and then he would shockingly return at SummerSlam in the Gunter versus CM Punk match and cash in the briefcase and win the title with the idea that he and Paul Heyman outsmarted everyone backstage. Everyone was told and reacted like Seth was hurt and that LA Knight match was cut short. The ones who knew were very small in numbers. Everyone's under the impression that it was real. But everybody in the IWC right now, they just keep going back and forth whether or not this is real or fake. So I want to definitely come up with a conclusion here. Do we think the injury is real or do we think it's fake?
If it's fake, then I mean he did some very convincing work on social media with his whole ass leg casted up and fucking he's on crutches and shit. So I mean, like that's pretty fucking convincing. But I wouldn't be surprised to fucking see him at SummerSlam and cash in, dude. Another greatest heist of the century moment again. Come on, dude. Like, and to fuck CM Punk all over again because that's the only person that he's apparently capable of having a feud with nowadays. Yeah, I could see that happening because it's WWE. Sometimes it's the same old fucking story till you beat the shit out of it and people are fucking pissed.
What about you, Dan? What do you think?
Yeah, he's pulling a Kevin Nash in a wheelchair move because I think it's starting to become a work. Because the last time they were talking about trying to get the exact injury, Seth Rollins was talking about how his knee was too swollen to get an MRI. There hasn't been any talk or update on the exact injury as of now, or from at least what I've heard. So I went from 90% real to thinking 10% of it's fake, but I'm starting to think now it's 70 or maybe even 60% real, 40% fake. And
Wait, guys. It is real because Paul Heyman confirmed it twice.
Yeah, Paul Heyman also sold him out or sold out to Roman Reigns and everybody else. So I think I don't know because I clearly think it's not as serious as it is, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. The more like the time's going by, like at first I wasn't trying to believe that it's a work because like I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, like with like the injuries, because injuries are serious and they're no joke. But Rollins, like, I will say it was clever for him to, like, if this was a work, it was clever for him to say, like, his knee was so swollen when they were, like, pretty much doing an MRI on it that, like, they weren't able to figure out what's wrong with it. But we haven't gotten any reports of him actually getting surgery on the knee. There really hasn't been much of that. But maybe, like, he sprained it. Maybe, I don't know. But the more time's going by, I think it's a work because just like Cody Rhodes is working everybody right now, I think maybe they're working us with this knee injury with Rollins. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. And I'm sure we'll find out more at SummerSlam.
Facts.
All right, well, with that being said now, let's get into the We Are Wrestling podcast Getting Put Over segment. Future professional wrestler, and we put them over. And last week we put over Lita, and this week Rage, who are we putting over?
We are putting over Nia Jax.
That's right, we are putting over Nia Jax this week. So, if this is your first time a part of the live episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast, which as of right now is every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the way we do this, we ask you guys a few simple questions here in the live chat. Your favorite title run, favorite match, favorite segment, favorite year, favorite rivalry, and a what-if scenario. And Nia Jax, she does have some accolades, so let's go over it. Starting off with Nia Jax here. She was the 2016 Rookie of the Year for the Pro Wrestling Illustrated. She also is a two-time WWE Women's Champion. She is also the 2018 Evolution Battle Royal winner. Also, she was ranked number 8 in the PWI Female Top 100 list in 2018. Two-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champion with Shayna Baszler. And she also was in the Royal Rumble back in 2019, one of 4 women to ever compete in a men's Royal Rumble match. And she also was a main cast member in the Total Divas show on E! From season 7 to 9. Always pulling stuff out, pulling random stuff out when it comes to the women getting put overs. 2024 Queen of the Ring. And that is all for her accolades. But now let's get into our favorite title run of hers.
So mine would be 100%, and I'll tell you why. The Women's Championship 2024. I'm gonna go with the Women's Championship 2024 because I gotta say, dude, between 2023's return all the way to now, it has just been nothing but a redemption story for her. She earned that fucking title upon her return. She absolutely fucking earned it because she let her in-ring and the work outside really speak for itself, and she was kind of fucking over, bro. Like, I think a lot of people were really behind her because the weeks leading up to it, were solid. Everything on the mic, everything in the ring, segments, it was just solid, and I was beyond happy for her. And I was really taken back that I didn't feel dumb for being super supportive in the first place.
Yeah, I went the same title, the women's champion from 2024. A lot of the same reasons, and also it just seems that she is getting put over even more. I was going to say she's getting put over, but the fact that she was already over, yeah, she's found her niche. She's been helping out wrestlers like Tiffany Stratton. She's helped out with the Naomi heel turn that we've been wanting for years. So she's been helping people branch off from her in order to do their own thing. So
I was one of the biggest Nia Jax haters out there. And my God, you want to talk about me doing a 180? This second run in the WWE, she has done an incredible job. She's definitely one of my more favorite women wrestlers currently right now in the roster. So I'm actually really happy that we're doing this getting put over. And I have to go with 2024 with her title run because she did such a great job with this. And in 2018, she did have like some momentum there. Like I did enjoy the feud with Alexa, which I will get into in a little bit. But like in 2024, this was by far her best work. Like this is where like she just looks she looks a way better professional in the ring. She is definitely more confident. You can definitely tell with her work. And she is just over right now. And she's already an established WWE women's wrestler. So to put over people like Tiffany Stratton, like you were saying, Dan, like she's doing her job. And I think she's doing a great job with the role that she's given.
She's gotten safer too.
Very safe. Moving on now to our favorite match.
Last woman standing, Tiffany Stratton, dude, because I'm like, it was fun. Like, it was not only fun, but it was cool seeing like a match of that stature because like they didn't really do them all that often, before this. And I've noticed that they've been doing a lot more shit for the women lately, which is honestly really awesome to see. Obviously Nia taking a bump through a table is always a good time, man, because you never know how it's going to end out. If it's going to look botched as shit or if it's going to look clean. In this instance, it was fucking clean. And this was also, huge for Tiffany Stratton too, because like she was very much so becoming, primed to be a champion. And I'm not saying she's had the best title run, but she holds it well. She holds it well, and for what they did, the work that they put into her, even with this feud, it showed. And I think this is one of my favorite shinings for both of them because they really kind of came into this match together. So.
Yeah, this was a good match that they did have in Saudi.
Yeah.
Really good one.
Yeah.
What do you got, Dan?
So me being a huge sports fan, there's a million reasons why, whether it be wrestling, whether it be football, basketball, what have you. It's the emotions that the players show or athletes show when they achieve something, whether it be a world title or, Super Bowl or anything like that, NBA title. When Nia Jax won the Raw Women's Champion in 2018, she could not help herself. She broke down, she started crying, and it was very emotional. It just showed that she put the hard work in there, and it showed. And when you see people achieve goals that they've set their minds to for months, years, weeks, however long, it's just a good feeling for you to see that somebody's accomplishing something. So when she won her first WWE Raw Women's WWE title in 2018, it was probably the start of her most definitely Hall of Fame career. So I think that was probably.
I thought you were about to say downfall.
Oh no! Oh, I was about to say match. My bad. I meant to say the match was WrestleMania 34 against Alexa Bliss. All right, let's go off the tangent.
Yeah, I was just about to
I
say.
get into this shit sometimes, bro. I get into this shit.
No, I hear you, man. But yeah, no, I did enjoy this match for her. Like that was one of my rare like matches that I actually did like that she had like in her run. But I also had to go with the last woman standing. Like I did have to copy Rage on this one because it was so good. They did a great job with this match, especially that table bump. So good. And Tiffany and Nia just have such good chemistry, which is why like
I think that's what
some
helped it.
like some parts of the feud where like it was like kind of like lukewarm. I would get so disappointed that I'm like, why are these two not on a PLE? Like, why are like we just like ignoring like this feud and having them work with other people? Like when Nia was working with Rhea in Australia, like I did not understand that when she was having this feud with Tiffany Stratton. So like, man, like the potential is there with the two. And like that's why I would get so frustrated when they weren't working together. But like this match delivered on all cylinders, in my opinion.
Dude, I agree.
Moving on now to our favorite segment.
Obviously, there's only one segment. There's only one segment when you think Nia Jax, bro, and that is my hole. Screenshot, bro. Perfect fucking screenshot.
I don't know if your echo. Rage. I don't know if your echo thing's working that good anymore, man. Because like,
what are you talking about? I was just trying to be quiet.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah, dude. I wasn't trying to yell it, bro. Because I'd have to really sell it, and if I really sold it, it'd be very loud.
You're gonna get the cops called on you like when Edge made his AEW debut.
Listen, that was justifiable. That was justifiable. That
So
was the
you're
greatest
telling me?
my door ever.
So wait, real quick. You're telling the class right now, Rage, that this is not just.
No, this is a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a lifestyle, bro.
Oh my god! All right,
her
Dan,
whole
what do you
over
got?
without OnlyFans. Yeah, facts, Tyrus.
I mean,
facts.
Wait, wait, her hole got over.
Yeah, dude,
Sometimes-
got over as
sometimes
fuck.
you don't
Guys,
need
have to do
I
it.
am not like I've only gotten a couple hours of sleep. I am not capable of this. Right?
Yeah, dude. Clown your shit.
Dan Eddy,
shit.
please take it away.
Take the reins, bruh.
So I'm not steering away from that. I'm going with her Bailey BBL segment when they had the promo in the ring, and it was probably one of her best promos in recent memory. Because I mean, let's be honest, people like millions of people thought that Bailey got a BBL, which is not. It's all natural. She said so herself, and she was just kind of taking a stick against Bailey, and it was just like, oh, okay, cool. That was a bar. And yeah, I thought that was hilarious. My other alternative was when she got RKO from Randy Orton.
That was good.
Men's Royal Rumble.
2019. Well, mine. Anybody want to guess what mine is?
Is it my hole?
Hold on a minute. All right. You got a drum roll, Rage, or no? My hole!
Dude, you can't not do it, bro. Like you can't. Like I said, it's the only segment, bro.
No, she went, oh, my hole!
I wonder if that just did she ever like confirm if like that just flew out or
I
like
think
if
she thought she must have
She's
talked about it on
confirmed
Chris
it.
Van Vliet's
She's talked
podcast,
about
I
it.
think.
And also that Ring the Bell podcast.
Okay.
The guy 1, 2, 3, her hole got more over than the Death Riders.
Well, yeah, dude. If you name your stable after a fucking bad '80s like cowboy band, yeah, I'd be pretty fucking not over either. The fuck.
My God, what a great segment that whole
dude.
was.
Yeah, dude.
One
that
of maybe
whole was.
Vince's only highlights around this time was right here.
Vince was probably fucking crying in Gorilla. when
W
he saw this
cameraman.
shit
He was
live.
he was probably like, she said my hole.
Dude, I'm
Yeah, she
telling
said
you,
it.
bro. Hornswoggle almost got
You're saying this guy he fucking almost got out of her hole. Of course, I have a Hornswoggle figure on my freaking desk. Oh my
Yes, you
god!
do.
I mean, that's kind of a given, yeah.
All right,
Hard.
moving on to our favorite year of Nia Jax.
Favorite year, we're gonna go with 2024 because man, there is no There is no denying just how much she's improved. That's exactly how I'm about to leave her too. Yeah, there's no denying how much she's gotten better, how safe she's gotten in the ring, how much the passion's really there. You know, she looks like not only is she having fun, but you know, like it's all kind of it feels like a massive payoff, you know, like it's kind of diverting fans from just, you know, her being actually fucking hated to just genuinely generating heat, you know, and they can separate the two now. And I think she's earned it. And I think 2024 was definitely like her redemption year. And she definitely did it, man, 10 times over. And I couldn't be happy for her.
All right, what do you got, Dan?
Yeah, definitely up there with one of my favorites. I had to go with 2018. Just because it started her career with the first Raw Women's Championship. Like that belt does look good on her. She won the Evolution Battle Royale for the first time ever, like the first ever Evolution, and just those two events were just huge milestones for her and the whole women's division in total, in general.
Yeah, 2018 was a very underrated year for her because I think a lot of fans like they think about like the bad in her WWE run. So like I think a lot of people like try to like erase 2018 when she did win her first championship. So I do like that answer. Mine, I also had to go with 2024 because this was just like I hated Nia Jax for the longest time. I think it all started really when Becky Lynch got her nose broken because that's when like she kind of got that perception of like not being a safe worker. I didn't mind her at all like around 2018, but like this is her best work by far in 2024. Safe worker, just like Ben was saying, we're able to separate the human and the wrestler. And like she just has this new confidence to her. Like she's put in the work, you could definitely tell. And man, 2014 or 2024 was a huge year for her. And I hope that like she does have a bigger year next year or the year after.
Mm-hmm.
But 2024 for me has got to be my favorite. Favorite rivalry of Nia Jax.
Tiffany Stratton, you know, there's just one of those people that come like once or twice in a lifetime that really you just have that kind of chemistry with in a ring, you know, and it's a once in a lifetime deal when, you know, you bring out the best in somebody, you know, and it really helps, you know, kind of reshape your career and your legacy and who you were. And this one for me kind of just stood out the most, you know, among everybody else.
Oh, also real quick, Tyra's here in the chat. Her NXT run was great in 2015. Also underrated.
Yeah. I went with Tiffany Stratton and Becky Lynch because I couldn't really decide between the two. I would mostly say Tiffany Stratton as well because she is the Joker to Nia Jax's Batman. They can't get rid of each other. They are best friends. They are the worst enemies. And it's just one used the other to get ahead. And yeah, Nia Jax was champion. Now Tiffany Stratton is. And we'll see what happens. And with Becky Lynch, they just always had great matches. The promos themselves were fire. And yeah, I just remember watching them and just being intrigued and entertained the entire time.
Well, also too with their feud, like there's also like some real in there because of the broken nose. So already got fans invested in what they could do too. But my favorite, I had to go with Alexa Bliss. I thought that this rivalry here was really good for the Women's Championship back in 2018. And Nia Jax got that WrestleMania moment when she defeated her. And I thought they told a really good story during this time that I think a lot of people undervalue. Now let's get into our what if scenario. Dan Eddy, you look good with that statue. I just want to say, by the way.
Yeah, work on my tan.
Biggest what if she was properly booked and trained by like a legitimate legend that like put some actual like time and miles into her, you know. I feel like she did come in a little too early. I feel like that may have kind of made her green around the gills, and especially, you know, also coming from the family she does, you know, that's a lot of pressure. especially also being, to address the elephant room, a bigger superstar. You have to find, unique ways of getting over, because you can't just be a big superstar and not have any kind of footing without having any kind of other ability. In certain areas, one could argue, she has a lot of obstacles to go through and a lot of things that she's kind of limited, I guess you could say, in move sets. So you have to kind of find something there to, I don't know, I guess propel you to another level. And I feel like had she spent a little bit more time in the PC, had she gotten the right person to, again, be there as long as it took to get to the right point before she stepped foot onto the main roster and into the ring in general on a more grand scale, I think things could have turned out differently, and she could have had a more broader legacy than she has now.
Yeah, so pretty much like what you're trying to say is like, instead of maybe going through the WWE Performance Center to start her career, because that's like where she really began, like actually training for this profession.
Hit the indies,
you're saying
yeah.
like hitting the indies, like actually like going to a proper wrestling school, kind of like a Create a Pro or something like that.
Yeah, even that works too. Nightmare Factory wasn't a thing back then, but like, you know what I mean? You get what I'm
Like
putting.
Reality
down.
of Wrestling, Booker T.
Yeah, like that's basically what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
go through the
OVW.
actual journey, because I feel like that extra experience and hands-on work could have done so much for her, in the now.
Yeah, because sometimes people do work better one-on-one than like in groups. And with the Performance Center, a lot of the times they do work in groups.
Facts.
What do you got, Dan?
Yeah, and to add on to that, she really only spent a year in NXT before being called up into the main roster. So if she would have had more developed time, yeah, who knows? My big what if was whenever she never, wow, I cannot speak today. She never broke Becky Lynch's nose during that Raw versus SmackDown brawl, because that right there was probably the turning point in Becky Lynch's career. And I mean, not only does she look hot with a broken nose, but also she just had everything going for her all at once. All of a sudden, she big time Becky 2 belts, the man, like that the sort of persona we see today with her. What if that would have never happened? So, and where would that be with Nia Jax if she never did that as well? So,
yeah, the broken nose, that's pretty much what made Becky Lynch like where she's at too. That could have been somebody else in that position that Becky got if that's never happened. I do like that scenario. All right, well, here's what I got for my what if, and that is, what if Nia Jax never got the second chance in WWE? Because with her first run, like, she was very unsafe.
Oh my God, you're taking the best pictures.
All for you, buddy.
Thanks, guy.
Here, just to be nice for a second.
Yeah, my ugly fucking.
But like, that's like my what if scenario is like, what if she never like came back to wrestling and gave it a second shot? Because like during her first run towards the end, like I think a lot of us thought like there's no way like she's ever going to be able to get like another opportunity like she got in WWE again.
Oh yeah.
Because with how unsafe she was, and she came back and she's been a very solid heel on the main roster since.
I agree.
All right, well, this week, guys, we put over Nia Jax. And next week, it is my pick. And I'm not going to be here next week because I'm going to be on vacation in Wells, Maine. I will still be sending my predictions, which hopefully Rage, which he does have the power to play him. Hopefully he does. Don't worry, I will make him I'll make him quick. I'll just pick a winner and stuff. Just let you guys run through the show. But we're going to be taking a break next week from the Getting Put Over. And the week after, when I do come back, I do want to put somebody over. And you might actually be shocked by this. I don't know if we have done it or not. I don't think we have.
What's up?
Wait, I think we did. Did we do
Who?
Charlotte Flair?
Yes.
We did. Damn. Because I was going to say that article, like, makes me want to put her over.
That shit fucking touched you, bro.
It did. It did. I know. I won't shut up about it. Let's see. Let me look at my women's shelf real quick.
It made me search myself.
Put over.
Take a
Yeah.
peekaboo. Take a nice peekaroo around.
Or you can just Google search the women's roster online currently.
Nah, I got my answer. All right, so for the actually, you know what? I'm gonna give the Maniacs a minute here. Spam.
Yeah,
who do you
what's
guys
up?
want? Angelo,
What's up,
look at
Angelo?
you. You're late. You changed your picture. What the hell? Who do you guys want me to put over next week? I'm gonna let you guys spam it there for a quick second. And while you guys spam it, I do want to ask you, Ben, because in the beginning of the show, we did show a graphic of Ozzy Osbourne. Like, I did want to hear your thoughts on it.
On his passing?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Wait, before though, Maniacs. If you guys are picking somebody for me to put over, has to be a woman wrestler because we're doing women wrestlers all summer long. All right, continue.
That is the other day, yesterday, that was probably like one of like the hardest days, you know, in terms of like where I musically stand. I would put it on like the same pedestal as Chester Bennington from Linkin Park on like the terms of like loss, I feel. You know, because obviously from, you know, the day you were born, you just kind of, you're born an Ozzy fan, man. Like you're just born an Ozzy fan, you know. There's a different kind of because I try not to get tore up by like, you know, people that don't even know who the fuck I am, like, you know, celebrities and all this shit. I try not to, but there's just some that, you know, you can't separate from and that helped shape who you are as a person and played, you know, a huge part in the soundtrack that you live your life to. And one of them is Ozzy. So it was a huge fucking loss, probably one of the biggest that we'll ever suffer in a long time. Ozzy's up there, you know, in the echelons with Michael Jackson, with Elvis Presley, with Johnny Cash. You know, Ozzy Osbourne is up in that Mount Rushmore of the best and greatest musicians of all time. I would say that it's a massive loss in terms of life in general, not even just musically, but in terms of life in general. It's horrible. A lot of Ozzy was played yesterday.
Absolutely. And even I was telling Dan Eddy in the chat earlier when you were gone at the Creed concert last night, they were even paying homage to him as well.
Oh yeah, day of, a lot of them.
It was beautiful. Yeah, but like we said earlier, We Are Wrestling. We send our condolences to Ozzy Osbourne fans, friends, family during this tough time. But I am seeing some really good ones here in the chat. We got Tony Storm. We got AJ Lee or Victoria. We got Lita, Mickey J. Wait, Lita, Tyrus, you need to go back and watch last week's episode. So go do your homework. Go rewatch last week's. We got Mickey James. We got Victoria. We got China. Ooh, I like China. But I
China's
also
controversial. I like it.
But I also really like Victoria though too.
That's
I think I'm gonna go.
Very controversial.
Honestly,
ironically enough, with the same dude.
Go with AJ Lee.
What's up?
I thought we already put over AJ Lee.
We did.
We did, yeah. So if I'm going to go pick somebody, honestly, I kind of want to do Victoria. She just got a WWE Legends deal a year ago. Let's put her over. Somebody who's underrated in the Ruthless Aggression. So there it is. We're not putting over Tessa. It's not happening now.
She's already over.
Until she actually publicly owns up to her shit. And yeah, until she actually owns up to her shit and actually can redeem herself. But it takes, first thing you got to do is admit you have a problem. That's the first step. And she hasn't done that yet. So, that being said, guys, let's get into the We Are Wrestling podcast main event topic. And I really want to know, guys, if you are here in the live chat, which if you guys want to be a part of the live chat, to all the listeners out there or rewatching this, as of right now, every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I want to know, do you think TNA could become the number 2 promotion again? I'm going to let you guys spam it in the chat what your thoughts are. We'll share them after we give our opinion. But here we go. Can TNA Wrestling become the number 2 again? During an interview with Ariel, Eric Bischoff believes TNA could become number 2 with the right TV deal. Here's what Eric Bischoff said. They are one deal away from being a major player. If they get a broadcast partner, if they get the right broadcast situation, because they've got the product. They know what they're doing. It's a good team of people. They just need a bigger platform. And if they get it, watch them take off. In terms of television ratings and popularity, they could be the number 2 in a minute by this time next year.
Dude,
What's your thoughts?
I gotta agree. Like, I don't agree with Bischoff on a lot, but I gotta agree. He has a point. I think that with the right TV deal, with the right amount of money coming in, I think that he's onto something. It'll take a little bit, like what the guy's saying, maybe not years, maybe a couple, not several, but maybe a couple. If they can do some interesting things and get that right TV deal, I think that he's onto something, because they do have the stars. They have the right idea. They do, on contrary to a popular opinion, they do have a direction that they want to go in. And with the right deals and the right revenue coming in, they could be a very big number 2.
All right. What do you think, Dan?
I think they can become number 2. May not be overnight, may not be even this year, but they could definitely do it. They have the right connections. They are in, cahoots. There are partners with WWE who know a thing or two about TV programs. And so if they can get the right promoter, the right connection along with WWE, they can get the right TV program. They can definitely surpass AEW's number 2. And also because I know more TNA wrestlers more than AEW wrestlers. I mean, it could be a little tighter now because I watched the AEW All In event, but just knowing that aspect for a casual fan like myself, and they grabbed my attention without doing all of this and how AEW is running things, that just shows that they have the potential and like willpower to actually put in the work and doing it. Yeah.
Well, WWE is a monopoly too with it. But real quick, we got to give a huge shout out to Hollow Card here with the $5 super chat. Appreciate all the content you guys do. Well, we do appreciate you, Hollow. And I think I appreciate the $5 more than Eric's $85 because I'm already getting thrown off a roof.
This one
all jokes aside, all jokes aside, though, like we always do appreciate like the super chats and stuff because without you guys, there is no We Are Wrestling podcast. So we do appreciate that. But here's what I think about it, and I'm looking at it from 2 perspectives. The first perspective is I think TNA is going in the right direction. I think that eventually they could take that number 2 spot because WWE will always be number 1 no matter what. They are literally the McDonald's. And right now, we got Wendy's and Burger King. We got AEW and TNA trying to get to McDonald's, but they're never going to get to McDonald's. But they're going against each other for that number 2 spot. And pretty much, I think what's going to happen realistically here, I don't see TNA taking that number 2 spot, not right now. If they continue going in this direction years from now, because they're definitely rebuilding this promotion, and I think that they definitely can get their viewership up if they get that proper TV deal. But it's all going to come down to money, because at the end of the day, money is what helps a promotion grow. You have to invest. And AEW, Tony Khan is very fortunate enough to have a billionaire father who has invested a lot of his money into this passion project that his son Tony Khan has had, which is a success. Whether you love or hate AEW, you can't deny the facts. The facts are there. AEW is a successful business.
Oh yeah. And that's all because of Shahid Khan. But yeah, we won't go there.
But Tony Khan as well, because he's put the work in. But here's the thing. TNA, not only are they going to have to get a solid TV deal, but they're also going to actually have to invest more money into getting bigger stars on their roster. Yes, they have a great foundation with the Hardy Boys that are already well established, already well known, and they're starting to establish their own stars like Joe Hendry, Masha Slamovich, and stuff, which they need to continue to do.
Cool
but that's the thing when it's all said and done. TNA is going in the right direction, but they, I think, need to invest more money to get to that number 1 spot. But they are going in the right direction, and I hope they continue this success. And the last thing I'm going to say is, if TNA wants to outgrow AEW, I love the promotion, cross-promotion with WWE and TNA. I love that. But Slammiversary, one of the things that I think TNA did a horrible job with was not capitalizing on Mike Santana winning the championship or Masha Slamovich. At least one of them should have won the title because it looked like NXT just freaking ran in there and like made TNA look bad. And I think that that's not going to help if they want to defeat AEW in ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think TNA is in the right direction, and like all the tribalism aside, because I'm not a fan of it, like I enjoy all pro wrestling. Like I love that TNA had this weekend with Slammiversary, very successful weekend. And like I love that WWE is thriving right now with all these working relationships because we never got that with Vince. And then with AEW, like I love that it gives more guys an opportunity. So I just love, like, as a whole right now, wrestling is striving, and I think more people need to be appreciating it rather than tearing it down.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys, before we close off this week's episode?
That's a wrap.
That is a wrap. But to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, let us know. Oh, we got a new member, Bradley.
Bradley.
Look at you becoming a YouTube
Bradley.
member. Let's
Welcome
go. Welcome. We do appreciate it, man. Thank
Oh,
you very much.
Donnie, real quick, I just wanted to plug in that I started back up my Twitter, so you guys can follow me at @PeckerEddy_FF for football season, and I'm going to be starting on Twitch in the next couple of weeks here, so follow me there. Just the same username, Dan_Eddy.
I am
That's
so
it.
proud of you, Dan Eddy.
Look.
Look at you making a brand outside the brand. I fucking love that. I am so you're doing
Brand
a great
outside.
job, Dan. Love it. But so all the We Are Wrestling, and speaking of memberships, guys, as well, I just want to put out, since you just became a new member, we are going to be updating our membership thing by the end of the summer. So there is going to be exclusive content and stuff for people that are YouTube members. And we've been kind of talking behind the scenes as well about doing a Discord, but we'll do more information when we have that. But if you guys enjoyed this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Podcast, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, please give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review. And please follow us as well on there and all over the social medias, Facebook, X, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I am freaking going all over the place, but follow us all over there. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already over on the YouTube channel where you can catch these episodes live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be a part of one of the best communities, I think, in the wrestling world right now, which is the We Are Wrestling Maniacs. Recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. TNA vlog will be coming out, I'm hoping, by this weekend. If not, maybe definitely next weekend. But the links are down in the description box below. You can go follow myself, Rage, and Dan Eddy on all of our social medias and other ventures. Don't worry, Dan. I will update your Twitter and all that good stuff. Rage is twitching away. Myself, San Diego Comic-Con week, so I'm going to be talking about all the new releases. So if you guys want to support us, links down below. And of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.